WIIFTBPM.
WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me.
Shop at Black-owned and operated Solo Beauty, where you are appreciated and respected. Located at 8158 South Cottage Grove, Solo Beauty can supply all of your black hair care needs. Solo Beauty is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday.
It's Mr. Lingo himself. On that, my nigga. Come on, let me get a piece of that slice, boy.
Shut that shit, boy. True. I ain't no rapper though. Look.
With great precision, like circumcision, they cut you off quick. It's hard to miss this division. In my city, it's too thick. Is that your chick? Pretty face, slim waist, bite out. Bet I can merch it, Chan Dicey with the Lixie out south. Put dibs on it, cause I know I got cars. But if you stingy with this dough, it's guarantee you get robbed. Use others, probably kick a 2 or 3 flat, that's barely distant. Shot lingo is sorta different, like none other, we just gifted. Dibs. Money is the root of all evil. Knievel here to deceive you. Let's take a ride, we could dip to the lake for an escape down LSD. That's my favorite to beat. But if you wanna say some gas, we can hop on the L. It's full of colors, anywhere you wanna go, I won't tell. Secret safe with me, drill to my heart and throw the key in 6 corners if you wanna. Any gangway will do. It's just the taste that keep me going. Need my sandwich intact. Throw a pickle and some lays on the side. Let's get it, Joe. Let's hit the show. It's finally summertime shot. The Hawks different. Need some gym shoes to go with this fit. They just don't get it. Boy, they just don't get it. The lingo's different. I'm so CHICA. Go, we so live. My pops not being around was a blessing in disguise. The gardens look so well, man. It taught me how to rock. I was feeling like a junkie, but I never had the cop. Just to make it to the top, they say that's when the pain stops. I used to be afraid to walk through humbled. I was terrified. Now I stroll through it freely, mainly cause it's gentrified. Shit, yeah, mainly cause it's gentrified. If you was black, you was folks to some folks. Mainly kings, SDs, 2 6s, man, it wasn't no joke. Ain't no gold about the coast. They snatched Cabrini for the green. The priest said it best, facts, money ain't a thing. Out of sight, out of mind is how the game really goes. As the world turns, who's got in my lights, you never know. Today is relevant, tomorrow you could be exposed. Listen to my story as the page turn, let it burn. You gon' learn today as I usher you down the hallway. Pick a room, enter at your own risk. Daily I get frisked, cause my melanin is bliss. Full of kingdom attributes, they be hating on that. But listen, pay attention, don't be blinded by the blind folk. Can't keep a bird in a box, just let my people go. Privilege is bigger than Hennessy, you see. The darker the tone, the clearer the message. What more I gotta prove to attest it? It's loyalty over money, in case they forgot. Just cause Lori light on the foot don't mean the crime gon' stop. Cause we got families to feed and need. The poverty is at an all-time high. Do anything to get by. We rob, cheat, and steal. Then they hit you with the stale face. United up in these states, how? Give me a break when we get cast off of following dreams. I seen it all. Never claimed to be perfect. Every day I had to fall. Humble by defeat, but never let it define me. Statistically speaking, who really looking to find me? Dibs. Mr. Lingo himself. Alter ego. I ain't no rapper though.
Not one.
2 bags eating chicken. What you wanna do? Missing? Give me that chicken, chicken. Give me that chicken, chicken. 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 I was waiting for DJ, boy. Don't be
right
DJ
now.
was looking down, boy. Nuh-uh. What's good? What's good, beautiful people? Welcome to the podcast, Two Vegetarians Eating Chicken. It's your boy, Mr. Lingo himself.
The man who always got something to say. It's your boy, Floss by the KJ.
And we broadcasting live from WIIFTBP. What's in it for the Black People Media? How y'all feeling today? What's good, KJ? How you feeling?
What up, man?
Hey, if you new to the channel, man, welcome into the chat. You feel me? We appreciate y'all. JB, what's good, brother? Devin, who is that? Devin, that's how you say that name? What's up? What's up, brother? How you feeling? Hey, if you're new to the chat, man, make sure you go follow What's in it for the Black People Media Facebook page. Make sure you follow Two Vegetarians Eating Chicken. You feel me? Make sure you follow the IG. Make sure you follow the Facebook. You feel me? Yeah. 2VEC Podcast, number 2 VEC Podcast. You feel me? We miss y'all. You know what I'm saying? We here on the new time, 6 to 8 p.m. You know what I'm saying? I think this is more of our permanent vibe, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely our permanent slot now. I think this slot gonna do us good, you feel me? But what's going on, man? How's your week?
It's good. I had a nice day today.
That's good.
Definitely a nice day after last night.
Yeah. We shoot on Wednesdays. Sometimes too. Well, we back on Wednesdays too. We shoot Wednesday nights. And it was a very interesting shoot. I'll just leave it that way. Like it was a very interesting shoot. It's great for some nice comedy, night. You know, and some B-roll type stuff. But anyway, Wednesdays are always interesting. But you know, we excited about what's in it for the Black People Media and the platform. You know
definitely drop on YouTube.
Yeah, it'll drop. It'll drop on YouTube.
Audios.
Yeah, for all the people who love just listening to stuff, you feel me? We on all of those platforms. We just got on iHeartRadio, Spotify,
Google Podcasts,
some other stuff too. But anyway, we got some dope topics for y'all today. You know what I'm saying? We gonna hop right in it. You feel me? I saw a post the other day about starting October 1st. OnlyFans. OnlyFans are going to restrict sexually explicit content. Yeah. DJ looked up like what? Yes.
Wow,
starting
it's
October 1st. And I think it was inevitable.
Wow.
You say why?
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's talk about it. Wow. I don't know. I mean,
there's no point.
I don't know. I don't know what they gonna have on there as content now if they take off sexually explicit.
Feet.
I guess feet
isn't,
but that's more of a fetish thing. It's still interesting to me.
It's the highest ranking. It's the highest paid thing on OnlyFans though.
It's the feet.
So
a bunch of women just gonna be posting their feet now at this point.
Feet and hands.
I guess, man, that Manny Petty game been up. You know what I'm saying? People who go get the Mannies and Patties. You know what I'm saying? No, I think it's interesting. I saw it, and I think my immediate thought was a lot of women are really, if they hadn't started already, they're really going to have to reevaluate how they're moving as far as financially their income and what they need to do or et cetera. So I don't know. I thought it was funny. I don't know what you got a funny comment. I don't know who started OnlyFans.
I don't know. It don't matter.
I think whoever started is a genius though, because it was right at the peak of the pandemic.
I mean, not really, because when you look at what OnlyFans is, it's just pretty much like it's an app before that. What people was
it was an app before OnlyFans.
Yeah,
that delivered the same type of.
It wasn't delivered in the same way, but it was like a lot of like chest shots and butt shots and all the other things. It was like
it sounded like a porn site to me. I don't know.
It wasn't though.
Okay, I mean, you know better. I don't know.
It wasn't really a porn site, but it was definitely definitely like it pushed the line. So like OnlyFans started off as just like you know, you can come see my content. I got extra content, and then people started pushing the lines, and so then it went from like
I think
watching my everyday thing, and then now
out.
It's just like, now you can watch me do stuff to myself, or you can watch like
So what are your thoughts though? What are your thoughts on? You feel me?
It's called Facebook. It's not.
He said it's called Facebook. Dex, what's up, Dex? He funny as hell. He said it's called Facebook. No, that's real. I mean, definitely Facebook had some. They about to have only one fan left. That's funny. No, so what are your thoughts about it though? Like, what are your thoughts? I saw it and I immediately thought like women are really gonna have to start working again.
We knew it was coming though.
Yeah, but we about to start winning again as men.
But we know though, because the next generation is alpha.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it is. It's so interesting. Okay, so you knew it was coming.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about it for like 6 months. Behind the scenes, talking about it for 6 months.
Yes.
How women who are between the ages of 20 and like 25, I'll give them 25,
Okay.
who are making millions of dollars off OnlyFans will not be able to have that.
Because it's only going to impact women.
Yes.
Yes.
And some gay men.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. And then dudes who like feet, like it's going to. Well, I mean, I guess it won't really impact them. Like that's so funny, bro. I've never been the person that was like,
go on Instagram and check out the
it's a page.
The feet, yes, the feet subscription thing, and you'll see they have like one of the highest rated like subscribers to everything.
Jeff said it's gonna be hella protests. There probably is. There probably is gonna be protests. But so I think the funny part about it is, it's a weird dynamic, right? Because when you think about OnlyFans, it is mainly sexually explicit stuff. Like I don't know the extremes because I've never subscribed. I don't know what it looks like or what you can do as a person who's on OnlyFans.
I mean, you looking at me as if I've been on.
No, I know. I'm just saying we had guests before who was
subscribed. Oh yeah,
who was subscribed.
Shout
you know what I'm
to,
saying? Cam, shout out to Cam. You feel me? And he used to have levels of frustrations with OnlyFans because of people
the recycled content.
Yeah, recycled content. People sending fake stuff and the whole nine. Like I said, I don't know. I think it's going to be very interesting as far as so I think it's going to impact the world in a weirdly tremendous way.
I don't.
Okay,
it's a lot of the world that does not subscribe to OnlyFans.
Yeah, but it must be a nice number, high enough to where it's been this long till they got to the point to where they're saying, because how long has OnlyFans been out? Like if we look it up, how long has OnlyFans been out?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody in the chat, Google it real quick. How long has OnlyFans been out? You feel me? Because it's been out long enough to where now they getting to the point to where they're saying we can't allow any more sexually explicit content. And I think it's gonna be some loopholes still somehow, like unless they flagging everything, like you know what I'm saying. So I don't know.
I mean, maybe they'll just push over to Patreon.
Well, is that what Patreon is for, really?
Patreon is for it's your platform, though. I don't even know if Patreon has sexual content. The same way that I don't know that OnlyFans started off with it.
2016. So OnlyFans started 2016, but I don't think they launched though. I don't remember hearing about OnlyFans in like 2016, 2017.
Right. Yeah, it was launched by a British tech entrepreneur named Timothy Stokely.
Okay,
and now has over more than 30 million people on there.
Exactly. So look, that's a nice number though. Like you feel me? So I mean, he's still gonna be winning at the end of the day, whoever this British dude is. I guess, man. I don't know. I think at the end of the day, I wonder why it got to this point. I guess is my curiosity. I wonder why it got to this point. Because I don't think people was necessarily complaining about OnlyFans. I mean, the women were winning
we don't
because
know.
I mean,
we
you're right.
don't know. I mean, it could, like I said, it only really impacts those who are younger with the bodies and the look for it.
True.
So if you don't really have that, we don't really know because like no one really.
Because I'm sure it was women out here solely just doing OnlyFans, and that was their main source of income.
Yes.
So now
especially
it's like
all those girls off like Fresh and Fit.
Yeah. So now motherfuckers out. Now motherfuckers out revamping their resumes. But saying it's gonna be tough though, because remember we talked about once you put yourself out there in that situation and out there hard. Where you feel me,
tax evasion.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like that's you might be right. You might be right. What's up, TD? How you feeling, bro? Only Foots. Oh, that's funny. Only Foots. Oh, these comments about to be hilarious. Yeah, bro. I think it's just interesting that a thing is as intricate as OnlyFans and how it has impacted us through the pandemic. Like it got a lot of women through the pandemic and still have them through the pandemic because of the profits that people was making. Like even when we think about, because we're going to touch on this podcast later, but there was a certain podcast that women used to come on. And 9 times out of 10, all of the women they used to have on the podcast had an OnlyFans. And from them even just being on that podcast, they shit used to shoot up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just funny, man. Like, I never felt the need to subscribe to.
We so in the comments we're talking about women because women are the most beneficial of OnlyFans when it comes to the financial status. So like the whole foot page and the hand page, like nobody's getting paid off that. That's a male.
You said dudes have OnlyFans too. No, and dudes do. I hear people joke about it. I hear people dudes joke about it all the time. You know
your boy, the comedian, Dave.
Oh, Dave. Yeah, but I don't think he got one though.
He did.
He did?
Oh
yeah, he did have an OnlyFans when we had him on the show. He did have an OnlyFans. I don't even know if I had an OnlyFans. I don't know what I would do. Like I don't have like a special talent
thing you would do.
that people will want to pay for every time. So I would have to get creative, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe I could DJ naked or something. I don't know. Like, you feel me? I'm like, I don't know what I would do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people would get creative. Even the feet thing, I'm pretty sure that, like, it ain't just, well, for some, it's probably just they feet done up super nice and, like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
I mean,
It's
I wouldn't
interesting.
know, bro.
It's interesting. We ain't got to stay on that long, but I think, I believe you. Dudes definitely,
Yeah, they do.
dudes definitely,
Got
have
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
Yes,
you
yes,
know what I'm
yes,
saying?
and they make a lot of money, especially the more in shape dudes who are, I guess you can say pretty,
Yeah.
because they get like the female subscribers and the gay community who like to watch them. So they
I
got
thought about it
to
before.
do an OnlyFans for a gay community.
No, I just. He
My
petty while I'm
boy.
trying to look up a question. No, I thought about getting the OnlyFans before. Like, it crossed my mind. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh shit, I get an OnlyFans. But I just didn't know what I would do, so I just never did it. But
I mean,
feel me?
Callie Scott did it. I think she put out basic content.
See, I wonder what that would look like. I bet what's her name got one too. What's her name? Girl with the.
But stuff.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure she got
She
one,
be
bro.
definitely pushing it though.
And she ain't got to do nothing much. Like, you
Yeah,
feel me?
nah,
She be
not
doing
at all.
random ass shit. She posted you
Playing
saw
basketball.
that post where she was hiding behind a tree. Did you see that one? She like did a tree.
I ain't been
one.
on social media this week that much.
That's fair. That's good. I'm impressed, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, I'm only on when I have to. I get on post and then I'm off.
Right. That's fair. So no, I think starting October is gonna be very interesting to see the shift of I think it's gonna affect us as a whole relationally.
I think it's gonna push us back to the strip clubs.
You think so?
Yeah,
You think OnlyFans took dudes out of the strip club?
yeah, why? Yeah,
Really?
back to the strip clubs, back to the brothels.
I guess. I mean, it's free porn in the world, but I don't know. It's just interesting, you know.
I mean, right? You say that though, but people are paying $3-5.
I would even pay for porn. Like
I'm just saying, but people are paying for these. Like these
Right.
people have an expensive lifestyle now because people are paying them to do whatever. And you just literally said that it's free porn out there.
It's mind-boggling, bro. In my opinion,
There
I
you go.
just
So like I
it's
said,
just
so
super-
back to the strip club.
Yeah, we got any more comments? I just before we go to the next topic, I just think it's interesting. The way. So I think I said something to you earlier, and I guess it can kind of relate to this. But do you think we as Americans? I heard somebody say this. Maybe it was who I just told you I was listening to.
Should have paused first.
What?
Now I was reading the comment.
Oh, anyway, do you think we as Americans settle way too easily than we need to? Whether that's from a relational standpoint, whether that's from a career standpoint. You ever hear stories about people who've like, okay, let's say your grandma worked for CTA,
Okay.
but she been at CTA for like 20 years,
Yeah.
and she ain't never like move up or like get a different position. She just drove the bus for 20 years.
Fair.
Would you say she settled as a with the culture that we live in?
I think we get
Americanized?
comfortable sometimes in
Okay.
some job aspects.
Okay.
And so yes, technically yes, I would agree that we settle for some things. Once
So-
we hit a certain comfort level, then I don't think we like feel like the need to move or shift because we like where we at right there.
Right. So even going back to the OnlyFans thing, is about to fuck a lot of women up because I'm pretty sure that they settled
For only
and was comfortable with OnlyFans. You know what I'm saying? Like unless you're a smart individual, you went into that knowing that well, this shit ain't gonna last forever. So as I'm stacking this bread, let me
But
get
see, that's
prepared.
the problem. Everybody thought it was gonna last longer than what it was gonna last.
That's what I'm saying. As far as DJ says it's been out since 2016, but I don't think it had an impact.
It didn't have the money though that's behind it now. Like the money,
Right.
Like especially last year because of COVID, like it just really shot up, right?
Right.
So you got all these like women who are like millionaires at the age of like 19, 20,
Bruh, it's crazy.
and they got this lifestyle that they're like leading, and that's the bigger issue because like no one's really doing the financial saving part behind it because it's just like, well, I'm gonna make this amount next month anyway.
Right.
It's easily to make this 20,000 and 30. You know what I'm saying? Even
Yeah,
you
it's
just look at the
it's
numbers, right? So if you get like 5,000 subscribers for like $1 at minimum, which a girl can easily do for $1, she got $5,000 a month.
women have definitely learned how to finesse
Yes,
OnlyFans.
I'm just saying, but like that's easy. So if she get $2, that's 10,000
Yeah.
because of the 5,000 subscribers. So if you just think about those basic principles about hitting certain numbers that they guaranteedly get, like the average girl goes on Instagram and get easily 5,000 subscribers. Not even for doing anything, but posting like, you shouldn't even have to do like all the thirst traps. Just a basic picture.
So Lexi in the comments said, this generation, base their decisions on job or income security. Yeah, it's $3 a minute. Chemo Sabi, big ballin'. It's my hobby. That's crazy, bro. Minimum. Damn. That's too bad, boy. It don't even make sense to me, bro. Because I'd be like, unless you really have some sort of like, it's the same as porn, right? Like we all have our like, things that we search. You know what I'm saying? Category. So it's like, how to do? I don't know. I'm assuming that OnlyFans has categories where you can go in and.
I think what you do is you usually find a person you like and then you follow them and then you pay for the content, right?
Right.
That you want to see. Say what?
So like it can be free. So like it's like free subscribers.
Some
like,
people do got like
got like free stuff, but then the people that got free stuff, they post stuff, and so you have to like pay for a lot of stuff. So. They may like offer every now and then. Not that I'm a professional in this.
I've heard through the grapevine. Like, you feel me?
I send you this, or because it's free. Then like everything else is like paid for. So like if you it may be $3, $5, and stuff like that. But if you really think about it, if you probably want to see, like just say like you had an old girl that you like, man, I want to see her. You found out that she had OnlyFans. $3, you like. I made $3.
Right.
I mean, fair.
Boom. And now you buying a video of shorty for $3. And then just imagine if she got like you said, 500 viewers, $3 a piece.
Bro, that's good. That's stacks
she
up.
just
That's
made
crazy.
on just a 10-second video. She just made $1,500.
Too bad, bro.
Yeah.
So look, so this is a perfect segue, right? So if y'all watched us a couple weeks ago,
OnlyFans to teach art. Hey, look. So not even joking.
You
though.
should have been did that though.
Anyway, Floyd Mayweather do it. A lot of the actors on YouTube that I follow personally, they have them. That's how they went
Support.
They went from YouTube to their OnlyFans now, and they only do their content usually through OnlyFans. And so like what they would do is they would give you a snippet on YouTube and then be like, oh, find the
other
rest.
joint. What's the other joint?
Patreon. Yeah, find the rest on this platform, and so you're forced to kind of see the rest of the content if you really want to see that shit. Yeah. Ryan Davis does it as well.
I know. I'd be so mad. Like,
pay for my Patreon. You know what I'm saying? $5 a
month.
month. But like, it is what it is, and so like you don't really have to be like naked. Like OnlyFans is most people is like a negative thing, but it can easily be positive.
No, it can.
Easily.
I mean, you just ain't got to degrade yourself, I guess, is the ultimate thing about the whole thing. But a lot of women, I think, again, got so comfortable where it was just like they do certain things, whether if they showing you a lot or showing you less. If you get more money for showing a lot, 9 times out of 10, a lot of women gonna show a lot. You feel me?
Fair.
If you creatively figured out a way to show less and still get, you feel me, bank off of it, then that's what you get comfortable with doing. So anyway, speaking of women and how y'all are great finessers, PJ Washington situation, right? So if y'all know the scenario, there's an NBA player, PJ Washington, basically got trapped and finessed by a fantastic Voyager. What's her name? I can't think of her name right now. Brittany Rayner, something like that. So basically, she trapped my man and she got pregnant. They broke up. I think they was married or some shit. Or no, they was together.
Just dating.
They was dating, but he popped her off.
Got pregnant.
Basically, trapped him. He had to pay, what was it, $200,000 a month.
Yep.
So now, I think
For
he's
child
trying
support.
to. Yeah, I think he's trying to counter the whole claim because he hasn't seen his son or daughter since it was born or they were born, and so now he's trying to. Now it might backfire on her. Basically, is what I'm getting to.
Fair.
Right, because that's like neglect almost in a way, right? Because it's just like when you really think about it, when it comes to the court system, we don't, as men, we don't really win that much.
Yeah, and that's what she banking on, I believe.
Right. So now it's like I think she fucked up by not letting him see his son, and now it might be like, well, what was you doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why you ain't letting this man? It's not like he a bum out here. My man in the NBA.
We would hope that was the case, but like you said, like we not usually.
But still, what gives you the right as the woman You want $200 from me a month, but I can't see my son. Like how? Where? Sway?
I think the situation that's unique about him is that like he's a high profile player. And
he ain't that high, but I mean, he
can pay her $200K a month though.
Yeah, I mean, because you
know. So there you go. So now when you look at it, you're not being able to see your son, and now I think his lawyer should be smart enough to try to sway that.
Yeah, I think he's gonna win.
Direction to be like, well, this is why we need full custody, blah blah blah, because I'm not allowed to see my son in X, Y, and Z in that whole situation.
Hold on, stop it. You just said sex work is a respectable industry. No, it ain't. It's prostitution. What you talking about? I
don't look down on the first job. So.
I mean, I don't. I'm just saying. I don't know if I agree with that. It's definitely not a respectable industry. Why? How is it? It's still. So you would what? Non-melanin folks normalized it. Is taught in university. I guess. I don't think that makes it respectable, but no. I guess my point of bringing up the whole Brittany Renner thing is from this woman was so comfortable with finessing. I mean, she has several YouTube videos.
She does.
Of her basically letting other women know how easy it is for them to finesse NBA players. I mean, her numbers are like, I don't know. I'm verbatim. I'm just throwing out shit. She was like, 20 ballers, 8 regular dudes. She did like a little laugh. You ain't seen her post that one video? No. She was proud that she only had, I don't either, but it popped up. She was proud that she only, let 8 regular dudes crack, but she had like 20 plus ballers. And I don't know. It's just interesting. I think I brought that up because women get away with way too much.
Your comments though.
If my chick made $100K off that boy, listen, but it's different though. I think it depends on what she's doing. I think as a male, it depends on how long you've been with this person too. I don't think you would give her complete freedom, unless you just don't care. Like, I mean, I don't know. Unless you
your job is your job at the end of the day, right?
Oh, so you gonna hold the camera too? Like Chemo Sabi, big ballers, 100 grand. You gonna oil up, hold the camera too? I mean, that's fair.
I might have to look sideways.
It depends.
Definitely might have to turn my head.
I haven't been to the strip club in a long time. So stripping is sex work. You feel me? I was.
Is it though?
I was a patron of it.
Is it?
I mean, you 9 times out of 10, you ain't cracking no stripper once you leave the strip club unless you got it like that. But you feel me? You still wasting. I think it's a waste of money.
It is a waste of money.
You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, I'm not finna go throw stuff. Well, I did. I've done it several times, so I'm not gonna stunt. But I was younger.
Games, and so is all the other extracurriculars that we do. I mean, but
So you call it scripting an extracurricular activity.
Your choice of pleasure is your choice of pleasure. There is no judgment here. So yes, strip club can be considered like that.
I think stripping or exotic dancing, however women look at it. I think it's an easy cop out. Like if you got a body as a woman, right? If you got a body,
even if you don't, I done seen one with bullet hole, like bro.
I mean, you would have to be some sort of like slim. There ain't no lot of BBW strippers, like you know what I'm saying. Like
seen a couple.
I mean, I have never encountered one. Like you know what I'm saying. Depending on the strip club you go to, like I've never really encountered one. But I feel like at the end of the day, it's if you have a body as a woman. Now, there are male strippers too, so I ain't gonna just, you feel me?
Fair.
You know what I'm saying? Either or, you feel me? It's like, it's one of those things where, what she saying, Players Club, you gotta use what you got to get what you want. Like, you feel me? And so I think when she said that, I don't think I paid attention to it to an extent of like, okay, she's saying like she got a badass body. She might be slugging some fat back there, you feel me? And dude's gonna pay for it, you feel me? So it's like, so basically you saying that this is the number one talent that you have as a human being, as an individual to make your living off of.
It's the easiest.
Okay, so yeah, the most comfortable. So that goes back to that question.
I don't think it's even comfortable though. I think you have to hit a certain level, and so like this is a quick blah blah blah.
I've heard women be like, I've heard women who have great tremendous talent and was like, you feel me? I'm gonna go dance for a little bit just to, you feel me, get this going and get that going, but they still dancing.
Fair. I mean, like the stripper who go to college, right?
Right. Like, what's her name from Players Club? But she stopped after, you feel me? So it's like, at least if you're going to do it, go into it. Like if I was a drug dealer, right? Like, you feel me? I would go into it. With a plan, right? All right, I'm a start under somebody. Then I'm going to make enough money to where I'm going to get my own packs. have other people get my packs off, and you feel me. After that, I'm going to move whatever that money is I was planning for to do something else, like get out of it. You feel me? Because now I wouldn't be obligated to be under nobody. You feel what I'm saying? So anyway, I think this TV not being on throwing me off, boy, because I can see the comments from this TV. But anyway, I think it's interesting. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You say I like my girls BBW. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, you know,
stripping is not income security. Though.
Dex said, "I got a broad in my stripper." Look, I believe it though. You feel me? And BBWs are attracted to me too. Like, you feel me? So like, I think if I do get an OnlyFans, they would be my biggest fans. You feel me? They would be my only fan. Nah, I'm just saying. no. I think. Yeah, I know, cause it's income security. I think, but I'm saying my point is, but it is to a certain extent. To a certain extent, though, a lot of women get comfortable with it, and it's the easiest income security, I guess.
Yes,
is what I'm saying. It's the easiest.
Like, you can still go in there on a bad night and don't make no money.
You can,
and be in that mad
because it affects you, right?
For $10,
it affects you, right? So anyway, we had a joke. Well, it wasn't really a joke; it was a serious thing. So somebody posted, I think she in the comments too. Somebody posted about the Essence song, Wizkid, right? And
that's so sad.
I know it is. It is. So, and my thought was yesterday, or either today or yesterday, I wrote down why do, and anybody in the comments that's white, no offense, why do white people always feel the need to add the raisins to the potato salad? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, real talk though, like, cause it's like, okay, the song was so great.
It was beautiful.
When I first heard the song, I was like, oh, this the summer vibe. It's gonna be the vibe all summer. You know what I'm saying? And then somebody posted about it, and Justin Bieber was on the remix. I was like, so out of all the people in the world that you can possibly put on this remix, this is the first remix of the song.
It didn't need to be remixed.
Is Justin Bieber. Though. I agree with you. I really don't think it needed to be remixed. And then I listened to it, and then I was like, what was the point of this? Like, what was the conversation around him and Wizkid, or if Wizkid even reached out to him? I hope Wizkid didn't reach out to Justin Bieber. Like, you know what'll sound good on this for a remix is Justin Bieber. Like, you know what I'm saying? No. I hope Justin Bieber reached out to him and was like, bro, I got a dope verse for this. Like, let me send it to you. And then they made it the decision that way.
Does he write his music though?
Who, Wizkid or Justin Bieber?
Justin Bieber.
I would assume that he does.
He's a singer though. So
right. So I think it's a little easier to write singing songs.
A lot of singers don't write their own music though.
You think he do or don't?
It's a question. I don't know.
Anyway, so what was I don't even know if you heard it yet.
I don't, and I'm not.
I don't think you missing anything.
I'm not even gonna waste my time looking for it or trying to listen to it.
My point is though, it happens a lot, way more than it should. When it becomes, and I think we're gonna talk about this a little bit as far as our culture.
Yeah.
But I think it's interesting. It's like when you think about movies, right? Some movies don't need to have
a sequel.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's the same as music, right? Some songs don't need to be remixed, and this was one of those songs that kind of puts a little.
I can see a remix because it's so hot, but
not with Justin Bieber though.
Like if he put Burna Boy on there,
right? Somebody that like
if he put somebody with like another like with a Jamaican accent, or like somebody who's like like culturally like in there, I can definitely see that. Or he switched the woman up,
right?
And he had a different like voice. I understand that, but like not a Justin Bieber.
She said he wasn't even on B who wrote them raisins. I don't know. And then they got a video to it too. It's
with
a little
Justin Bieber though.
It's a little bit. I didn't finish. I just listened to his verse. I listened to his verse. It was right at the beginning.
Wow.
And then I was like, I can't watch.
That sounded like it was discussed. It sounded like he's just trying to really push his audience though. Wizkid.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
But he didn't need to though. I feel like he broke through with mainly. I feel like I've always listened to Wizkid, but I feel like he broke through with Brown Skin Girl.
That too, and I think there's things that he did with Chris Brown that kind of.
But nobody knows though that it's him though. So like I'm saying, like I've listened to him. Like I listen to a lot of artists from over there. So like I would be like, oh yeah, that's Wizkid. But like the average person, I don't think you'll be like, oh, that's whatever. Right. You know, so I'm saying like he had his big platform when he did the song and the collab with Beyonce. Mm-hmm. So why do you need to go Justin Bieber?
I don't know. You think he's trying to? I don't know.
I mean, he's trying to get more listeners. I mean, the same reason that Miley Cyrus came to Lollapalooza and then twerked, and I was like, I cut it off. I was so mad.
What was she twerking?
I don't matter. It don't matter. She jumped on stage and like I just cut it off. And then I think she jumped on her like Lil Durk or one of them.
Yeah, too much. So again, that goes back to my point. Like, why do that culture always feel the need to feel like they need to be implemented into what we're doing? But there's always, it's just a weird dynamic, Like, I've never been a part of a history of people where we're so hated in a sense, but we're so loved.
I mean, we might as well just jump into the other segment too.
It's weird.
Talk about culture and like
go ahead, kick it out.
Whatever. So
yeah,
it's a show called The Hype, right? And so like I'm not even gonna say what platform it's on. It's a show. It's a clothing show.
The Hype.
It's called Hype.
Okay. Hype.
And so it's about like culture, and it's not really so much culture, but just like clothing.
Okay.
Culture and design. And so in clothing, it's always a hip hop segue or street wear and blah, blah, blah. But my issue with this is just like we determine what streetwear and what culture is.
Okay.
But the people
us as people?
Yes.
Okay.
Us as black people determine what the culture is and what will be accepted. But the people that they have on these shows are just remaking the 1990s clothing, right? So you can easily say like, that's a Carl Kanai style, or
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like some of these black other people who like they easily just ripped off and just changed and maybe like put like a big cargo pocket on there to make it look more like whiter or more like palatable to them. It's just really interesting because all of the shows that I see like that, it's like.
Before you finish your point though, Dex just said, I think it goes both ways. We want to be them and they want to be us.
Well, I don't want to be them.
I mean, we don't want to be them, but do you think?
But we set the tone though. Like even if you look at anything you do, like this hat, right? It's a tone setter. Like I saw it with a black person with it. Like I'm pretty sure, but I saw it with a black company first.
Okay.
And then it became more modified. Now, does that mean that person actually came out with it? No. But what that means is that like somebody saw him push it. The harder things is that when we look at things like clothing and style, personally, we see the bigger corporation stealing from the smaller person, and then we think like, oh, well, Louis Vuitton did this and Louis Vuitton did that. You know what I'm saying? And then, but it's like, no, well, Louis Vuitton saw this person selling their stuff on like this low brand on like Instagram, and now they're remaking this with different fabric, and now they're putting a Louis Vuitton stamp on it. So now,
you think that even let's say hypothetically, if we do no, I don't.
I agree.
Disagree with you, Lexi. It is all cultural appropriation, but I feel like a lot of instances is sometimes us as people, black culture, we would come up with some shit, and then it don't really pop as much as we would have thought or wanted it to pop. But then the moment it crosses over to a different culture, white culture, then it becomes way more prominent than, you understand what I'm saying?
I mean, so it depends on what you consider as success and what popping means, right? Because what was it, a year ago?
Okay, so you say you wore this was your hat. This was your hat, right?
We did the do-rag. Now, we can talk about the do-rag situation.
Okay.
The whole do-rag thing. Or we can talk about braids, right? So women have been wearing braids forever. You growing up, your sisters have worn braids, your auntie, your grandma, like braids is just but then the minute that one of the Kardashians do it, now it's a new style. Like, no.
Right.
No, it's
like
not.
We've been doing that
Or
shit.
the do-rag that somebody tried to sell for like $100. They tried to have $100 do-rag.
Bro, do-rags cost $3 at the beauty supply.
Exactly. And like, so.
Right.
So it just goes back and forth to what it is.
Right, so there's a lot of dirty snatching going on, I guess is the point.
Yes, and they get because they have the bigger name and the bigger platform. That's just where it comes in at, right? So like, unless you like really look up people like Alexander McQueen and you look up like Nirvana, like all of these other clothing, like I'm just throwing out clothing names now. Like if you don't see the progress in the things and like study these people and understand their journey as well,
right?
Then, like it's kind of hard because like Benny the Butcher. Conway, they just did a thing for McQueen, right? And so 9 times, like I had an argument with somebody because they're like, oh, well, they're in like kilts. So now so they put it as like, oh, well, these black men are now about to start like demasculating because they come
right. Because who was the first person that wore a dress on the award show? It was
Kanye was.
Nah, it was somebody after that. I think when Kanye did it, was
Kanye
like
did the kilt though.
Right, but it was a recent thing. Who was that? It was
Lil Nas X.
Yeah, Lil Nas X, and then somebody else did it. Kid Cudi did some goofy ass shit.
Kid Cudi did it too.
You feel me? So it's like see, it's weird though, because it's like, well, one, I would never do what the quilt thing can be questionable. It got to be like a Halloween party or something for me to even do that. But I guess fashion will always be fashion, but that doesn't mean that shit is like, you feel me, what you should be wearing depending on what culture you come from. But I guess it's so broad now where there shouldn't be a limit.
It's
like,
not broad. It's only broad when it comes to us.
Right. So it's gotten to the point. So even using the Kid Cudi thing, right? Kid Cudi and who else we just said did the Lil Nas X. I mean, he's just interesting.
I mean,
anyway.
Lil Nas X is doing what he's doing for the LGBTQIA community.
Yeah.
And that's a different message.
That's all just interesting to me anyway, because it's like when he first came out with the what was the first song? Take My Horse. Yes, that song. I don't think I thought once that he was gay, dude. Like, I think I just thought like, oh, he doing some cowboy shit. It's kind of interesting and different. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then out of nowhere, it was like, oh, Lil Nas X is gay. Like,
I mean, he was pretty open about it though.
I ain't never heard nothing about it until
you ain't on Twitter. That's all.
Oh, I guess so. I guess so. But even the Kid Cudi thing was confusing, right? So it's just like, what made him? Who was his stylist or whoever? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, clearly it had to be.
I mean, but so the Kid Cudi thing, he was paying tribute to. I get that
guy. I get that. Something. I know you're talking about. I just wouldn't have done it though. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, but that's what the guy wore though. And so see
that's
the
fair.
difference though.
I feel like there could have been ways he could have did it though.
Let's capture this moment, right?
Yes, please. Let's do it. Yeah.
He crossed over,
right,
to show something that he's a fan of. The
fair.
Guy wore kilts,
fair,
right? A dress, however you want to put it. And so he showed, well, I'm a fan of this person. I'm going to represent him because this is the day he died. Blah 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 blah. We have harsh criticism on that.
I don't necessarily.
It's a lot more complicated because, like, to be honest, like kilts are like generally like masculine things in a different tradition in a different region and culture.
Fair.
It's just not our culture.
Right.
Right. But you wouldn't look at a person who wears a long sheik thing like from a mosque, right? Because
I wouldn't look at them any type of way because that's a part of their culture.
Exactly. But you more understanding of that.
Right. But he could have just made a post, my nigga. Like, he could have just made a post and said, yo, shout out to whoever that person was, besides putting himself in a situation to where it's like, if you ain't never worn no dress before, why would you do it now? Based off of you trying to pay homage to, you could have just made a post. That's what we typically do, right?
That's how you feel. I mean, so
but
look,
it's some truth
to
that, though.
Do you judge Conway the same way? Conway wore a dress for Alexander McQueen.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like, I just feel like there's, what kind of statement are you trying to make when you do something like that? If you in fashion, then I get it.
His comment was, "I'm checking it back," but Alexander McQueen is a fashionable statement.
No, I'm talking about Kid Cudi. Like, okay. if you in fashion, then I get it. You know what I'm saying? But you feel me? I don't know. Should we read some of these comments? They kind of going crazy in the comments. Right? Yeah, go ahead, read some of them. Read some of them. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's interesting. You feel me? But we appreciate y'all in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Again, if you new to the, you feel me, platform, go follow What's in It for the Black People Media Facebook page. Follow Two Vegetarians Eating Chicken Facebook page. Follow the IG and the Twitter 2VEC podcast, number 2 VEC podcast.
So I think so they were going back and forth with each other, but Dex pretty much said that think about it. Poor people want to be rich. Rich people complain about the troubles and that come along with being rich. Black people struggle with self-hate, yet. And that's long, Dex.
Oh, yeah, Dex will put it out there.
Black people struggle with self-hate, and yet everyone else want to be us. Women want to operate more in alpha mode and respect. But so all of this is a design, though, right? Because if you look at the traditional wave of women growing and moving as well, is that, like, women have been kind of pushed towards it. So even when you look at, like, the whole housing situation, it was pushing men out of the house. We've always been able to find a way to push the black man outside of the house, which made women become more dominant and have to be more dominant. So when you look at a black man, it's just kind of like, well, you're not here. And it's like, well, I wasn't allowed to be there from the beginning. Because if you look at our history as black people, we've been consistently ripped and removed as a black man from our traditional families. Therefore, the woman had to be stronger being, which means that she wants to be more dominant, or she has to be at the same time. Mm-hmm. So that's a really complex situation at the end of the day. Men are around in dresses and purses and skinny jeans. At the end of the day, as a whole, the world needs to operate more in the space of love, starting with self and gratitude. But no one knows what love looks like, and so that's a great way to even talk
Self-love?
about it. Because yes,
Okay.
especially as Black. So we talked about it prior to this, like what is Black love and like what are like. So it's so complicated because you constantly, as a Black male, you constantly have so many people telling you what a man is.
Yes.
Each Black man is not the same because we're not monolithic, right? You're a lot different than what I am, right? I love sweets. You can care less. My sugar struggles are not your struggles. You know what I'm saying? So therefore alone, just off that basic thing, like we don't even have the same struggles when it comes to our exercise and weight loss journey. You know what I'm saying? So like even if we look at that, and that's not even a complex situation, that's just an easy statement.
Fair.
We're very different in that arena. So when we look at people as a whole, everybody wants to try to dictate and tell us what we need to do for ourselves, but no one realizes and see that we are not the one person. Like everybody's different, and the upbringings and everything else, and that's not even trying to be super complicated about it. But go ahead, switch.
Speaking of, no, you good. So I'm gonna read this last comment, then we can switch. But I think we should go into the 19, 18 year. Anyway, so Lexi said, simply put, people are going to wear whatever they think is privilege and prestige and popularity. I don't disagree with that.
I don't, because that's a statement. Like I would
Trends are a thing.
definitely wear Alexander McQueen, like whatever, for a bag, because I
probably-
know who Alexander
probably- I
McQueen
probably
is.
wouldn't.
As a kilt, I would definitely wear it. I know the struggle. I know the whole history
I feel you on
behind
that.
it.
Yeah.
I like, because I'm into that type of fashion.
Yeah.
I'm into the whole fashionable thing.
Yeah.
So for me, it's just like, oh, that's crazy, and you want to pay me to do it.
Right. And I would think, I definitely feel like, and we all got our own individual sense of what fashion is to us at
Yes.
the end of the day. I feel like when it gets to a point of like, okay, I'll put it to you this way. Like, people, you know how people be making them posts on Facebook like old girl when it got her ass done but came back to the States or came back to Chicago and sleeping on her grandma's couch. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. It's just like, bro, when you trying to get it to a point of, trending that way, it's like, bro, this wasn't even, you fooling yourself now at this point. So that goes back to even self-love. Like you don't even love yourself enough to get you an apartment or a crib, whatever your situation is. I don't know it, but it wasn't that. You feel me? That you went and got an ass job. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I think when it goes overboard, like I feel like I got a nice sense of fashion, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? But I never feel like I need to like see somebody do. I don't think I ever look at celebrities or pictures or anything that they wear and be like, bro, I'm gonna try to rock that, boy. I'm gonna go do it. I don't think I've ever done that. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I see some shit and I'd be like, you feel me? I don't even know how my fashion became what it is. Like even in college, and then some of my homies are here, like they could tell you back when in 2006, 2007, that's when like big white tees was still a thing, baggy pants. Like it's so crazy looking back at some of those old pictures and how big my shirts and shit used to be. And it was like nobody ever told me that because it was such a trendy thing. I thought that was the thing to do. But knowing alone, I should have always been wearing clothes that fit. I probably could have got way more play in college because girls wouldn't even tell you like, boy, that big ass shirt, like, you know what I'm saying? Because it was such a thing. So like, you feel me? They gonna be like, oh, that's the, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
I just feel like your clothes should always fit no matter what era, but nobody, again, I was following the trend back then. Like, you feel me? Obviously I had to evolve and grow and get to a point of where it's like, you know what I'm saying? I don't need to do that. But anyway, I think once you allow, you feel me, the Americanized or the way of the world start leading you down paths where you start to lose who you are, and then you start to not love yourself as much for what you believe, then I think that's when it becomes an issue. So
Definitely. I think it's definitely an issue. But like you gotta find yourself. And that's the hardest thing. We don't really know ourselves.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. What you just said, Lexi. So look, before we go to the top of the hour, let's talk about real quick the male thing. What was one of the topics you had about males doing will man plastic surgery become a future trend?
Oh, that's definitely on the trend.
Yeah.
I've seen it more and more.
I didn't know about it until you brought it up.
I mean, you know about Drake, though.
I know dudes do. I didn't know about Drake. That was DJ. DJ knew about Drake. I definitely didn't know Drake had some fake abs.
Yeah.
I think
abs and pecs. Drake out here building a bitch, meaning himself.
So wearing something weird is a power move or a strategy for more followers. I think it could be either or. I
Well,
think
it defines on what you consider weird, though, right? Because like,
oh, there's a video I got to show you later, and you're gonna be like, "Boy, this weird as hell." So one of my homies, it's a current trend now, I guess. So there's this guy, I can't think of his name off top. If Jeff's still in here, he probably could name drop. But there's a homie who he put me on when we was in South Carolina, and I think he like an artist or something. But he has this whole like devilish type persona, like, you know what I'm saying?
Trippy Red.
Not Trippy Red. It's like a heavier set dude. Like, I don't know if Jeff's still in here, but he is like a heavier set dude. And basically he dresses like very gothic. You know what I'm saying? But in his mind, he was in an interview and basically he was saying that he does nothing satanic or anything like that, but some of his songs are like super questionable. It's like, you might not think you're doing this, but you feel me, you opening up all of these avenues, you feel me, to make it seem like, or if you trying to get new followers or weird as in unpopular or controversial, I guess. I don't know. I think what's her name? Who we was talking about yesterday? Truth Hurts. What's her name? Lizzo. I think her hopping on IG and basically breaking down and crying was kind of weird. Yeah, he might be an emo. That's the word, actually. Yeah, but he was trying to say that he wasn't though. Like, but it was just like, bro, like, your whole presence is saying something completely different. But so yeah, I don't know. So even not to jump topics real quick, but even watching a Lizzo interview, right, or live or whatever she was doing, it was weird because she basically, I think a lot of her issues stems from her being her really trying to push, body, not body positivity and not being body shamed, and then I think it affects her when it doesn't, or she thought it was going to go a certain positive way, but she still gets a lot of like backlash and for shit she does, and twerking while people playing flutes and all type of shit, you know what I'm saying? And again, like that might be a lot of people's speed, like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's a double-edged sword, because at the same time, like, as much as you want to promote and to show this thing, like, it's hard to be the biggest. It's always what they say, the crown weight. What is that?
Yeah, heavy is the head. Where's the crown? You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
there you go.
So that's some of the stuff she was like crying about. I do so much, like, y'all don't understand. I like that. That's what you walked into. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's true. Like, I'm saying, so whoever is her PR person or whoever, like, but she feel the needs where she can have the freedom to do what she want to do. Like,
yes,
what you can.
So like, let's just say, like, because she only gets as much as she gets for the simple fact that, like, she's not in shape. That was my whole point. No one said anything about Megan Thee Stallion or Cardi B.
No, Megan needs, boy.
Like,
yeah, no.
But that's a positive thing, though. Like, that's not a negative statement. Like, as far as somebody like, oh well, like, she looks like Keisha. Because
they look more appealing, sex sells, right? So like, when you think about a BBW, that's only a specific group of people who actually like BBWs. You know what I'm saying? The number isn't as big as people who like Megan or like Cardi B.
The number is big and bigger, the same way the whole foot thing is kind of big.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I'm just saying,
they're just not the ones who are like vocal enough to say anything about it. But like, I bet you that it's a lot of.
Oh, I ain't disagreeing with you. I'm just saying she just ain't really getting to see
the love,
what those positive numbers. And I'm sure she do on certain levels, but like, it ain't as clearly, it ain't, because she had a breakdown. She had a whole meltdown, I think. Like, so clearly it ain't as big as she would want it to be. You know what I'm saying? What she say, but it's being masked as body shame, but even a skinny girl would be acting a mess. Megan ain't twerking at no family outings. No, so I think it's time and place. It's like,
but we don't know if Lizzo's twerking at family outings either.
I mean, but with the Lizzo thing, the first encounter I saw with the whole Lizzo thing, and she started getting backlash, was when she came to that Lakers game, and she had the little outfit on with the whole ass.
Yes, the Rakishi
coming out
joint.
the back. Like, I just felt like that was unnecessary at a Lakers game. Like, you understand what I'm saying?
I mean,
like, it's
publicity is bad publicity, though.
I don't disagree with that, but I'm saying, so now when you do stuff like that, you can't get mad when motherfuckers start saying, like, you kind of doing a little too much. Like, why would you come to the Lakers game?
But they're only saying it because of her and her side.
Right. I ain't disagreeing with that. Right. But I'm saying, you can't sit here and then cry about it later on you feel me, IG, when you know that you put yourself in these situations. So if you're gonna be confident enough to do that, you got to be confident enough to know the backlash that's gonna come from it. Like
Fair.
you feel what I'm saying?
I mean,
so it's like you just gotta, and that goes back to self-love. Like you feel me? If you don't like your weight and you trying to, you feel me, push a different agenda, you better get your ass in the gym and you got all this money, get a trainer. You feel what I'm saying? It's just interesting. Like it's like one of them double-edged sword things, like you just said. Like you feel me? But I don't know. I think I ain't got no issue with BBW. Lizzo ain't like she like a ugly individual. She just be wild sometimes. But anyway, we at the top of the hour. You know what I'm saying? We about to take a quick break and we gonna come back in. If y'all in, don't go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? We got more show for y'all. We got a whole nother hour talking shit. You feel me?
Sure. We definitely about to get into it.
Facts.
WIIFTBPM.
WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me.
Reach the ruler. This is Week Ho Wednesday, and to my right is Everybody's Women Crush Wednesday. My co-host, the one and only Toy. It goes, love this show, y'all. I'm dealing with a guy. We have been dating for 9 months. In light of everything going on in the world, he has been voicing his opinion about situations, and I don't agree with any of his views. I love everything else except his opinions. Damn. How do I fix this? FYI, he's white.
It's about to be a white boy summer.
So could that be the issue?
For sure. Just come out different when it's not coming from your own race. It's just never been something I'd be like, oh, I date Bill.
I'm just a Bill. Yes, I'm only a Bill.
I don't really like light-skinned guys. I don't like pink
Yeah,
meat.
pink. So like it's like you see it.
Pink tip. It'd be pink.
And then pink on the
I
tip.
don't like.
So sometimes a light skinned guy have a dark tooth.
And then it look dark,
And you
so it's
be-
not as off to me.
Okay, so
I feel
now
like
you-
it's supposed to be pink because they light skinned. You know what I'm saying?
but
But I don't
because it's
want it to
not-
be dark because
because
then
it's
I'm gonna
not.
say you dirty.
Mama, chocolate.
Chances make champions. On the solid, I'm a problem, you can't disregard me. Got some bottles and exotics with your bitch, we slotted. I be with goblins, keep some Glocks, we ain't boxing or arguing. No pocket watching, only focus on what's in your wallet. Foot on they necks, I'm a stepper, I apply that pressure. The mob be with me through whatever. We grew up aggressive. Better keep your bitch on the leash, or I bet I catch her. She give me brain like professors, that whole extra clever. All she get is dick and refreshments, don't ask extra questions. We in the party with some weapons, keep yourself together. We hot, dog, Christian on us, yeah, we came with relish. Make it rain on the dancers, fucked around and changed the weather. Me and my brother know how to maneuver, been in it too long, bitch, we know what we doing. Get off them drugs and turn in the bull. Whole gang off the yang, we rollin', we groovy. Lord here tweaking on all kind of bullshit, he clutching a 40, he know how to use it. Them hoes just peoples that slid in between us, they happy to meet us, you know they be choosing. Yeah, we get to the money usually, the fuck are you doing? All that playing tough just to get stumped, the fuck are you proving? Call my homie Quan, shorty low, he pulled up in some foolish. He say them drugs been doing the U-Haul, constantly moving saucy, big drip on me like a faucet. I'm awesome, hot as coffee, slick talker. I can't keep these hoes up on me. Hit the bank, make a deposit, flames look salty, must feel awful. Hit the bank, make a withdrawal, walk out, pockets bulky. No, the ops don't want no problems. They maneuver real cautious. We keep them pistols at unreach, get you folded like laundry off them drugs. I'm a zombie, fuck a bitch till she exhausted. Whole section full of bosses, y'all just watch them call it. Long Lil Tito and Go Curry, them boys with some bosses. We calculate our every move, can't afford no more losses. My people vultures, mob time, bitch you better not cross us. Have Lord and Bell, I start tossing, turn y'all out to fossils. This shit getting colossal, need that money pronto. These lions hungry in the jungle, bring beef to your front door. I'm smoking maple leaves, this weed here came from Toronto. You thick as fuck and know how to shut up, bitch the perfect combo. We been flexing, acting retarded, cutting up in them parties. Soon as we enter, they know we them niggas, y'all watch them call us. Stay with some shooters, James Harden, they clutch it in Target. Same hoe you in love with, gain them bought us. She fucking for 40. Can't overrock with no whore, I won't settle for less. Can't get a bitch no Pandora or no Panda Express. And meetings with them lords, trying to expand and invest. Goddamn, they upset, they really can't stand that I'm honest. Saucy, big drip on me like a faucet. I'm awesome, hot as coffee, slick talker. I can't keep these hoes up on me. Hit the bank, make a deposit, lanes look salty, must feel awful. Hit the bank, make a withdrawal, walk out, pockets bulky. No, the ops don't want no problems, they maneuver real cautious. We keep them pistols at unreach, get you folded like laundry off them drugs. I'm a zombie, fuck a bitch till she exhausted. Whole section full of bosses, y'all just watch them call it.
What's good, beautiful people? Welcome back to the podcast, too. Stop you all in my business, boy. DJ got me over there, boy. Look, you steady messing up my intro, boy. Watch out, boy. Nah, we back. What's good, beautiful people? Welcome to the podcast, Two Vegetarians Eating Chicken. It's your boy, Mr. Lingo himself.
The man who always got something to say. It's your boy, Fly Sweaty KJ.
We broadcasting live from WIIFTBP. What's in it for the Black People Media? What's good, man? We had a good first hour. I love the comment interactions. Y'all definitely come back in, hop back in these comments. But KJ was just telling me a story, man, that he got pretty animated about. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and jump into this next topic. You feel
I
me?
was on social media.
Okay, go ahead.
This week.
Okay.
No, one of the times I was on there, and then I saw this story, and so it's pretty much like based off like men vulnerability and why men aren't really vulnerable. And so, if you hear some people say, like, we shouldn't share feelings as men and we shouldn't do X, Y, and Z, right? And so the guy gave this interesting, like, perspective. And so he was like, it was a couple. And this dude told his wife and, like, kind of broke down, was like, hey, I don't think so-and-so is my son.
Ooh.
But he stayed there and he helped raise him, right? Okay. And the minute they got into a heated argument, the first thing she said was, he's not your son anyway. Why you worried about it? Type of shit is that? Go ahead.
Wait, so
she said.
So he originally questioned.
He questioned the fact that was his son to her.
Okay.
Right. And so then, so just being honest, because open communication is a thing that everybody wants, right? So this is the honesty. Hey, I don't think this is my son. I am here as a man to help still provide for him, though. Okay. Even though I got these questions. And the first time we have an argument, you say he ain't your son anyway.
Why do you think women do that? You think it's a reason behind that shit? Wow. Like why they always feel the need to use something that when women want us to be vulnerable and emotional, more emotionally connected with them and share our feelings and, like, you know what I'm saying, this and that. When we finally do it, it backfires. Why that happens a lot. I hear a lot of men talk about, you feel me? I don't tell these females nothing, boy, because the moment you tell them something, they using that shit against you. My life. It happens a lot. They do. And I've always been curious to why that happens, and then a lot of women complain about men not being so for me, right, like I wouldn't necessarily say I used to pillow talk a lot. Like I wasn't in that many relationships, but I don't think you should be. Yeah, exactly. I don't think you should be pillow talking at all, right? Because women will use what you tell, especially if I'm talking about like my homies or, like, you know what I'm saying, they gonna even unconsciously just be talking to their friends and be like, yeah, that nigga Johnny, like, you feel me? You feel me? Like, it's just like, bro, I can't read. I just mispronounce words from time to time. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, why do women feel the need to do that? And I think that's why a lot of men, it just adds to the fuel of us not wanting to share our emotions specifically with women. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I had to learn that 9 times out of 10, bro, I'm not gonna ever cry in front of no girl. I cry in front of my grandma or my mama or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or if I lose my grandma, or, you know what I'm saying, like a loved one. You feel me? But other than that, you're not finna catch me. I'd rather call my homies and be like, you know what I'm saying, this is what I'm going through. I rather confide in my homies than confide in a woman, because they use it against us 9 times out of 10. What y'all think in the comments? I don't know. Dex said, you feel weak, the easiest way to feel a sense of power is by overpowering someone else. I agree with you 100%. And I think that's what it is, because when women feel like they lose a certain sense of power or control over a situation, because look, you said as soon as they got in an argument, she was like, the first thing she said was, he ain't your son. It ain't your son anyway. Why you worried about it? Damn.
But look, now how am I supposed to?
So after that, I'm not taking care of him no more then. Since it ain't my son. You right.
Now you done ruined the entire relationship between him and his son.
Exactly.
But he need his father.
But what if that ain't his son?
I'm just saying. Though.
She said it. Now we got to go get a test. Now we got to go get a test for real. You feel me?
But it's so much unnecessary drama that's created about that whole situation that could have easily been avoided. But it all is because of I felt like I should listen to everybody else and be vulnerable and give you some of the insight that everybody else said that I should give you. Mm-hmm. But then everybody else like, well, some people are like, no, don't do this. But then everybody else is like, well, we should definitely, be open and communicate. And the minute he communicated his true feelings, she used it against him, and it like kind of backfired.
So a hard yes or no, do you think men should be vulnerable when it comes to relationships?
I think when it comes to the vulnerability, what we're talking about.
Depends on what we're talking about. So if you, give me an example. Like what would you be vulnerable about? I keep
that shit basic. I feel sad. Like,
okay,
I'm not going to tell you why. Like, yeah, today ain't today. Like, I just woke up feeling.
So you keep it short and simple.
Keep it, yeah.
But you rather hit up your homies and be like, bro, let's go grab a drink or something, man.
I mean, if I need to, I'll definitely.
You would rather do that than actually do it with your partner, who you with?
Yes, I have to.
I don't disagree with you.
Like depending on how serious it is, I think it comes to a point where because I've been in situations like that, and you try to use the worst thing against me. It's like,
yes,
like it's me. Like, are you really gonna think that you're gonna like antagonize me to like? Let's be honest, like, bro, it's gonna roll off my back, and I'm gonna just look at you stupid,
right?
And then now where are you at? Because you didn't gain any power. Now I'm just call you dumb, and just walk away from it, and really just frustrate you and make you mad. Because you're only trying to like really make me mad. But the thing is, you take the most hurtful thing you can possibly try to say to me, knowing that I told you this in confidence, and like it's just like, oh.
That's what you want.
That's how you feel?
That's what you want. Like, you feel me?
That's like, I would feel like I would never do that to somebody who like actually cared about.
And it's sad because we get us as men, or just black men, if we're talking about us in general, we get the short end of the stick because now we become affected by that. Now, to say it don't even work out with you and whoever that person is. Yeah, now,
so the next girl
you going into it, she gonna get all of that. You feel me? Because now she gonna be like, that, but girl, he won't open up to me. He won't tell me this or he won't tell me that. That's because the last bitch, you feel me, used that shit against me. So like, I'm not finna, you know what I'm saying? And it's just a recurring thing. Now, us as men, I think we just have to get to a point if we feel like, you know what I'm saying, we don't want to be affected by the last relationship we was in. It's all a risk. You feel me? So it just depends on you as an individual. I mean, you want to take that risk again.
Anyway, you should definitely just be like having that space for yourself, so you don't even have to bring those things. But it'll always be in the back of your mind.
It's still going because you're gonna look at all women like that.
Something like that is definitely going.
You feel me? Exactly.
It's definitely go.
I don't think is there a way to even get over some shit like that. Again, I think you just as the male, as the individual, you just have to be willing to risk. Now, if I tell this woman how I feel about this, 9 times out of 10, she might use this shit against me. So, but then you might be quicker. If something like that happens, like you can even have the conversation before the relationship even get going down the path. Yo, I really don't like when I'm being open and vulnerable. This has happened to me before in the past. I don't like when women use stuff against me. So I'm letting you know right away if we had conversations about, you know what I'm saying? So now when the moment you do it, don't be surprised when you come back home and then I'm gone and all my shit gone because I told you how I felt about it. So I think that's the only way to, you feel me, dissect it, or you feel me, even the playing field, because otherwise we just gonna continue to, it's gonna be a cycle and it's gonna affect every relationship we in.
Maybe.
Anyway, I believe that. I don't know, because it's like when we get hurt by, like, even when you think about, you know what I'm saying, the whole red pill and blue pill type shit, right? A lot of red pill dudes has gotten hurt before. You know what I'm saying? And hearts broken. You know what I'm saying? So, and some really do just be on, you know what I'm saying, trying to help men grow and, you know, find their inner power and this and that. But some do be able to communicate, like, you know, they got their heart broken before and this is how you need to view women and, you know what I'm saying? So, speaking of that, do you think, what was the question? Do you think 19 is an appropriate age to... Yeah. Let's touch on that real quick. Cause I left when I was 18.
I don't think.
And I was ready to go.
But that's the difference, though.
That's true.
Like everybody's not ready to go.
So if you have an 18-year-old, and what would your plans be? Like, would you let them make their own decision? Like, cause you know, as parents, we be in the back of our mind, like, you know what I'm saying, wanting to always interfere with our kids' decisions and what's best for them.
I think I would definitely.
So if you got a kid that don't want to go to school, they just want to keep working when they turn 18, would you let them stay with you, or would you make them go get their own career?
No, they can stay.
Okay.
I mean,
what would determine
they're doing something?
What would determine? Okay.
you're doing something. Like you're not just sitting around. Like I understand.
Being a deadbeat.
Like everybody needs to like find their path. So I understand. Like you don't want to go straight to school because school might not be for you. And I probably knew that a long time ago. That school was not for you.
So why do you think that's like a thing? Why do you think it's like a thing where when you turn 18, because I think the question was when you turn 18, should you leave when you turn 19? Yeah. Is that too young?
I think it's too young.
19?
I think it's too young.
What do you think it should be?
I'm not
Don't
sure.
say you think it should be older because it's like shit.
No, you definitely should be older. I think so. If I was to give it something, I think the conversation should start happening around 23. Honestly, because like even if you think about it, if you went to college early,
so you let your kids stay with you till they 23?
Yeah,
that's dead, bro.
Why?
That's dead.
Well, why? Though?
That's dead. Cause first of all, by the time you at least 21, you should have some sort of idea. Cause if you think about it, if you go to school as a freshman, you 18. Right, so 18, 19, 20, 20. You about a junior by the time you turn 21. Like you feel me? So by senior year 22, you should know what you feel me? You should know your major by now or what you've been studying. Because I think after the first,
but look, everybody graduate right out of college, even with first degree, and they don't even use it.
Agreed. Sometimes the numbers are very high for that.
So you don't even know what you actually want to do by the age of 21, 22.
Dex, did you leave by choice or because your mama was like, you feel me?
It's
time for you to go when you turn 19. My grandma used to say, yeah, when y'all turn 18, y'all get y'all ass out of my house.
Right. And so like
I used to take that to heart. Like,
but like
you feel
I
me?
feel like so as for a way for us to gain like empowerment,
independence,
and financial stability and all the other shit, I think that like we need to be pushed out when we're like if you have to be pushed out, then I think we need to be pushed out when we're like possibly more prepared.
But what if you implement things in place for your kids to know like, yo, you should probably be thinking about this at this time. I ain't forcing you to, but you should probably be thinking about this type of thing. And what if they complete all those things by 18, 19?
But each kid is different, so I can't say that, right? So like I can speak right now. Like if I had to go based off what
you can have a plan, but go ahead.
If I can go based off what my daughter is right now, I know she's going to go into the artistry field. Right, because that's just what I see in her. That's her personality.
Likewise.
That's the thing she likes to do. She likes to act. She likes to dance. She likes to sing. Like now, what will she make it?
That's one of the weird fields, right?
You know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like it's weird or it's wrong for me to be like, no, don't focus on who you are, who I've known you to be your entire life. When I've only encouraged you to do this because now you have to face these responsibilities. I think at the most, I would do like what Jamie Foxx's mother did or grandmother did. Was pretty much like, okay, you're not leaving, but you got to start paying rent. And I will use that money that she's giving me to be able to help her later on in life. So at, let's say 24, 25, let's say I kick her out at like 26, right?
Okay.
She's been paying rent to me since she's been like 22. So she has 4 years of rent being paid to me, depending on how much it is. Here's that money. This is the way to like, the whole Medici thing, right?
I like that.
Like, so that's where the question came from because, I don't know if you guys watch Love and Hip Hop. I don't watch it, but it came across.
Quiz time, boy.
No, I don't watch it. I don't watch it.
Okay, I'll fuck with you.
The whole
Stop the cap.
So Mendici kicked out his pretty much his like the foster kid at the age of 19, and the kid was pretty much like, well, you want to do your biological kids like this.
What was he doing? What was his kid doing? Like, what was?
I think she like got involved with like the wrong people. So, but this is the problem, right? Even as a black father, if my daughters makes a mistake, I'm not going to try to like.
I would be less.
Her.
I would be less inclined to kick her out.
Right. See that, but right, because I feel like the punishment is you making a mistake, and now I have to help you fix this situation. And
so I would be less inclined.
The girl was pretty much like, "Hey, like this is the time I feel like I need my family. Everybody feel like I feel like everybody's abandoning me. Blah 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 blah."
Then we would put a plan together. Then by a certain time, we would put a start time on that plan, and then we would put an end time on that plan. Because now I have to teach you accountability. I have to teach you where you need to be moving towards after these mistakes that you made, right? So now if we put this plan together, you agree to it, you feel me? We can even take it however you want to do it. We can do it from just us putting this together and you signing that shit, basically saying I'm going to complete this, like, you know what I'm saying? Just to show you feel me, worldly things and how you need to become independent, right? So let's say we do that and then we reach that certain thing and you ain't done nothing that you said you was going to do. Now it's like, all right, you got to figure it out. Because what if that's a year, right? If that's a year or 2 years, like, you know what I'm saying? And by the end of that, either year or second year, and you ain't did everything that you said you was going to do, now I feel like, all right, you got to go figure it out on your own.
So like 2021.
Yeah, because now I'm not finna just be taking care of you. Like 18, it was 18 for me. So like already in my mind, it's like, you feel
18.
me? 18, like 18,
Yeah,
19, like it's time for your ass to go.
Look at the mistakes and stuff that you made at the age of 18, 19, and 20.
I did. I made a lot of them.
Right, and so like, why repeat that cycle?
That's fair. Dex said he wanted to stay, but he had a kid and needed to secure a place for his kid and his and his mom. So outside of that, he would have stayed with his mom.
Fair.
I think as a
I was pushed out.
You was pushed. No, I wasn't really pushed out. I wasn't really pushed. My grandma used to like imply it, like, and she'll just say like a little, and I always felt like it wasn't really related to me anyway, because I ain't get my grandma in that much trouble. I probably got like 2 or 3 whoopings, my dude, and like, after that, I was like, oh yeah, I'm done. I wouldn't even necessarily say that I was a good kid. I wasn't bad as hell. I knew how to not get in trouble. You feel me? And then I started working when I was 15, so it was like, I'm just gonna stay out the way. I'm gonna take care of what I gotta take care of. Throw my grandma a little bread every now and then. I pay for my own prom, all that type of shit. So I learned how to be independent very early on. So in my mind, I was ready to go. You know what I'm saying? At 18, I couldn't wait to leave to go to school. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's different. It's all situational, right? You know what I'm saying? We run into scenarios where some kids might, you know, have a child early. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like, I would hope that families would be more lenient and say, all right, well, we really want the baby to be around and be taken care of. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's when you lean on your family for that type of stuff. But I don't know. I think it's interesting that I ain't never heard nobody say 20 plus is where they would, you know what I'm saying?
why are we forcing them to get out knowing that they're going to make like huge mistakes throughout their life instead of,
because then they got to learn, right? That's like I don't swear around my kids, right?
That you're not going to learn.
That's like but you know, it depends. You feel me? That's like I don't swear around my kids, right? But they'll hear some shit outside of the house and then come back and be like, you know, Daddy, what does shit mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. And then I'm able to answer that. I would prefer it to be that way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would want them to hear it outside of me saying, and then being able to come back to me, and then we can have a conversation about it. Like, you feel me? Then, you feel me? He said childhood bored me. Laugh out loud. I couldn't wait to be an adult. That's fair. I mean, I had a lot of fun as a shorty. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could go back sometimes, and I would do a lot of shit differently.
You get married. Well, she get married at like 40.
That's dead. You know she ain't staying. You know she ain't staying there. You know she ain't staying there till no 40, boy. Like, no, that's what I'm saying. I feel like again, it depends on. I
think for me. I think it's flexible during like your 20s because we never know what they're going to encounter, and we never know the whatever. But
so you should always have your door open, obviously, like, right, for your kids if they need to come back. And
why are you
feel
pushing
me?
them out if the door's always open? I just
so you think as a culture, you think as a culture we push our kids out?
I do,
too early.
and I feel like it's capital. And like this is one of those white wealth things because of the fact that like the parents own the house, right? So I'd rather you give me the money and we do it in house and I can save it and direct it towards you later, as opposed to you going out having to give somebody else who probably don't even look like us money, fattening their pockets when we can easily be building wealth within our own self.
So for me, something like that, if I was to do that, we got to have a whole separate little, like you got to have your own little.
So like I said, the whole Jamie Foxx thing. But look, like you can take that money. I've been collecting rent for the last 7 to 8 years. Let's say like she's like 27, right? Okay, I'm just saying though. But like,
I hear you though. Yeah,
by 27 though, with the money you done gave me for rent, I can give you a solid down payment, if not pay off half of the house that you want to buy.
That's fair.
Now it's no reason for you to come back home because I didn't purchase you a house. You didn't purchase the house, and I didn't gave you like you have more than enough, and now you can easily say you actually worked hard for your money because this is actually your money at the end of the day.
Right.
So and we just use it in a wiser way, and I feel like I only say that because like some of my white friends they do it, and they families, you know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers, oh boy, like
really,
yeah.
See, that's just weird. It's weird to me.
But still, like the capital, and then like you see, like, well, they got houses and they got X, Y, and Z, and it's just like, oh, well, this is another way to do that because
I agree.
They're not.
I like that concept. Yeah, I like that concept. Yeah.
But for them, it's still like reverse, right? Because they're like
Now, see, with a lot of white families, their kids go to school and then come back, and then until they find like a place to live, they move back in with their parents. You feel what I'm saying? Until they get like a job in the field that they went to school for, like, you know.
Fair. I mean, regardless of how you look at it, like. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to go to college and you know that's what you want to do, then I'm all for it. Like, you know, you can go ahead and, yes, I prefer you to stay on campus if that's what you want to do.
You feel, are you one of them parents that's going to tell your kids, your ass got to go to school?
No, because my daughter is definitely not going to be. As right now, if I had to look at her, she definitely is not going to be the college type. Got you. So my thing is to put her inside of the entrepreneurial space and try to get her to facilitate those type of things so she can definitely learn how to
Started early, right?
Run her own programs and start to like crowd surf or start to like do those things to get her to where she possibly can be.
That's fair.
To give her more capital and give her more experience in the future. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the type of stuff she's into. Like we put her in like acting, and she was more into like the directing setting, so she stayed with the director, like doing the whole acting thing. She didn't want to act.
Really?
Yeah, she stayed behind the camera and like, and they like because she was so young, they let her play with the camera and like let her like look at it and let her like do stuff and like, but she's sitting there behind the screen, so like that's more of her vision of things. Like she writes and does story time and do all this controlling shit anyway.
Yeah, Dex just agreed with you basically. He said he think it'll be a better transition. You know, he take care of her till she married within a certain limit. And then he'll get her a crib like condo or whatever. I like that concept. I've never really heard that before, broken down that way. But speaking of concepts and genius and
genius.
So speaking of, you know, there's been a lot of talk about Kanye and what is it, Donda. You know, he got a little concert series coming to Chicago.
I'm waiting. It come out for. I don't even want to tell people the time, but I'll tell you all the time.
I think they saw it. I mean, if they
tickets come out, if you didn't get it, they come out at 12 o'clock.
Gonna be gone real fast.
DM Johnny so I can possibly buy it from you.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I'm definitely I'm finding my way inside of there.
So, do you think it's ever gonna drop though? The actual album. You had an interesting perspective yesterday. Won't you
Kanye
share?
West is a genius, bro.
Okay, I agree with you musically. He is.
So I think that what we talked about yesterday was the fact that on one of my tangents.
Yes,
I go on rants.
Fair.
Kanye West.
I think the ticket's already out, boy. Dex said K-Son bought a ticket today, boy. You better go and look it up, boy. You better look it up, boy, before they go. Boy. Go and look while we tell us.
Some people.
Multitask. Your whole perception though.
Hold on.
No, you shouldn't even made the comment. You feel me? They already on sale though, boy. Dex just said they already on sale. But if you new in the chat, you feel me? Make sure you go follow us in it for the Black People Media Facebook page. Make sure you follow Two Vegetarians Eating Chicken Facebook page. Follow us on Twitter and IG. 2VEC Podcast, number 2 VEC Podcast. You feel me? We appreciate all the love in the comments. You know, see some of my people in here who I've been rocking with heavy. You know what I'm saying? We fucking with y'all. Appreciate y'all coming in here. You know what I'm saying? We got a bunch of audio stuff too, and YouTube. Two Vegetarians Eating Chicken. We got a lot of visuals up there. A lot of episodes that we've shot. But again, we've been enjoying What's in It for the Black People Media Podcast or platform. It's been a pretty exciting time, but
check out
anyway.
Weeko Wednesdays.
Yes, Weeko Wednesdays.
DJ Reese.
Yeah, our engineer for every Thursday we in this joint. You feel me? Doing his thing on Wednesdays.
Come on the show one time.
I know, bro. We gonna have to get somebody else back there. We gonna talk some shit too. It'll be hilarious. So wait, so finish your
so Kanye,
your Kanye breakdown.
Okay, so my Kanye breakdown is Kanye is not gonna release Donda. He's gonna continuously tour. Because he's doing a tour and a release, and then the album's eventually gonna come out. And when the album comes out, it's gonna be so different. What he's actually doing is changing the way that we're releasing music. So
fair. He did the same thing with the Sunday. He did the same thing with
the Sunday whatever, but we never got like a physical copy of anything for like the Sunday stuff. Like
it was a digital.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I can't remember the name of it, but it was a digital.
It's gonna be something similar to that.
Yeah.
And so you can just see more people doing it. So that's what Twitch was supposedly to do.
Okay.
And so you had like several concerts and several like new artists being released on Twitch in this type of fashion.
Okay.
Through social media.
Got you.
And so like he's just doing it live. Like why would you do like it takes away so much, right? It takes away all of the like fees and all the other crap that comes inside of it. Well, that comes with releasing everything, but he's still gonna release it because he wants a Grammy. So this is like a pure genius way of him gaining so much capital and revenue.
How many Grammys Kanye got?
Enough.
Okay, that's fair.
21 tied with
Jay-Z
got 21, right?
Yeah, I think that's about right.
Either tied or he just beat him with 22. So.
Wow. Okay. No. So Kanye. I was telling one of my guys who I talked to surprisingly about music in this alter ego project we got going. But basically, I was telling him how it's funny. Remember Kanye? I think he did like a little snippet video of him like in that little room he was in, basically like to himself, working out. Like, it was just him doing a bunch of random ass shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I thought it was super creative and genius how he's able to find, because we all got our own little zones, right? Yes. That if we channel it, you know, a lot of people don't be intentional about actually channeling it. That, you feel me? Because then, let's say if you're a writer, right? Like, what would you have to channel as a writer to get into a flow nice enough to where there's no interruptions? You done wrote 100 pages and within 24 hours or whatever that looks like.
I think personally, for me, it has to be like a unique experience, right? Like the BYOC.
Okay.
Like that's hilarious.
Okay.
So like for me, like that whole, like when I saw that, because it's so many options what that seed can be. Mm-hmm. It's just like I have so many scenarios.
That's funny as fuck.
Play this out.
That just registered
like,
in my
what
head.
Is yeah, so real stuff. So in the comment, keep it appropriate. But what do y'all think that BYOC mean?
No, you ain't gotta keep it appropriate, shit. Cause BYOB mean bring your own bottle, right? What does BYOB? So BYOB could mean bring your own bottle, bring your own beer.
And so, but like we had a long conversation.
That's fair. That's fair. Conversation,
and so like it's just little things like that would make it super funny, and it's just like so depends on the scenario, or even if you like going through something, you see something, right? Mm-hmm. So like I can easily write about like all of the like relationship and like how the fakeness of like the social media situations are,
right?
Like it's easy. It's however you draw whatever. Mm-hmm. I think.
So not to cut you off, I think so. Even going back to the Kanye thing, right? I feel like once he knew how to maneuver the industry in a way to where he never really lost who he was as an individual, whether people think he's crazy or whether people think he's bipolar or whatever the case may be. Even when you think about Kanye's album covers, right? All of them, from an art perspective, have all been just very unique, right? Like even something like the bring your own change, because the bartender ain't got none. That's funny as hell. So even like the little collab he did with 2 Chainz, right? Yes. Like that's one of the dopest ones to me, right? It just got the little 2 Chainz on the thing.
But look, I'm gonna tell you something. Like he's so interesting and unique that I was listening to like Pusha T, right? And Pusha T was pretty much like Kanye did my cover album, right?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
For My Name Is My Name, it's a barcode.
That's what I'm saying.
They
like,
paid, wait.
They
paid $50,000 for somebody to do that barcode. They looked at over 100 barcodes.
It's crazy.
It's a barcode. Mm-hmm. A barcode.
Mm-hmm. But that's what I'm saying. Like even that, right? Not whether you knew or not, like once you saw that album cover, like depending on if you a fan of Pusha T or whatever, or Kanye or whatever, you knew without knowing, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't even remember if his name was on that front of that cover. There's a lot of albums where Kanye's name ain't even on the front of it, but it's
Kanye
Pusha T's
album, but no.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just like, I guess I brought that up because it just still solidifies the genius of Kanye.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And how he's been able to fully, no matter how many times motherfuckers and try to, you feel me, put Kanye down, or you know what I'm saying, or he still keeps winning at the end of the day.
But like he put the, I feel like I feel like his grind and hustle so much more.
Kim Kardashian salty right now, but anyway.
So I feel like his grind and hustle is so much more respectable.
Yes.
Off the strength that like, so like when when you talk about fashion, right? Mm-hmm. You don't like people don't talk about
his fashion still a little weird to me.
But listen though, but you see what you say? It's weird though.
Yeah.
We're not talking about the fact that he spent 10 years with Louis Vuitton studying.
That's true. I always forget about that.
He does all of this stuff behind the scenes that we have no idea. Mm-hmm. He was the first person to push for these leather
I guess weird is a not really the word I was really looking for.
So I'll say different.
Thank you.
Different.
It's very different. But like I've never been a Yeezy fan. Like I just never felt.
I'm not either, and I'm not buying a pair of Yeezys.
Yeah. Even a little Croc looking thing, that should just look like it made me itch. Like,
but they're like comfortable though.
That's fair.
And it's the way that the shoe feels.
I would never know.
It goes so much.
I would never know.
Like the stuff that he puts inside of it and the detail. To me, it's the detail that he put within everything that he does. That's just like, oh, that's crazy. Mm-hmm. When you think about it and when you look at it.
That's real shit. Yeah.
So,
but see,
he's always changing the game. So like right now, like his biggest thing is like, oh, what is Kanye gonna do differently? That's gonna change. Whether he changed it musically, we're witnessing him change the way that records are being sold. Mm-hmm. Like everything. I mean, we all know that he's gonna drop the day that Drake drops his album because it's easily a beef between them two, and so it's like a subtle, you know, they got issues.
Yeah.
But Drake keep pushing his album back, so Kanye keep pushing his album back. The more
That's
Drake
funny.
pushes his album back, though, the more Kanye just continuously go on tour and make this money.
No, that's funny. I didn't pay attention to that.
Yes.
So you're a genius. Yeah. Look, so speaking of, because I know this is gonna take up the last half hour. So how do we feel about clothing and hip hop culture?
We kind
Competition.
of talked about that though.
I know, but I don't think we really touched on it. I just want to read this. Did we earlier?
Yes.
Oh, that have black people. We talked about that. That have
Yes.
black people on them.
Yes.
Oh, okay, never mind. What conclusion did we come to? I guess because we were supposed to do that last. So what conclusion did we come to? I guess I don't know. I don't remember us. I don't remember us really talking about. But I think the impact that Kanye has had from clothing standpoint, because I remember one time on the show we was talking about Kanye and the level of he's many things. I think that was you saying that. Yeah, like, you know, he's an artist. He's a producer.
He's not in my top 5 of
yeah, because you were trying to say he had but he still how he started, right? Making beats, right?
Yes.
And then he became a rapper.
Yes.
And then he got into fashion.
We can say that. But
Right.
all of that. So like, if we had to define hip hop,
It's all a part of the culture.
If we had to define, I would just say Kanye. Because
Okay.
when he came in with if you think about Good Life, right?
I know, right?
If you think about Good Life, you think about the glasses, those weird ass glasses with that look like blinds or something.
Yeah, the ones
Think
that
about the
come down.
glasses.
Yeah.
You think about when he came in with College Dropout, the collar up and the gold chain. Like it's always a hip hop statement.
Yeah.
Clear.
Yeah.
So
He definitely impacted the game a lot.
consistently.
Yes. Yes.
Like
I mean,
that's
even
it.
now, right, when you see Kanye, when he been popping
Consistently.
up at certain things with all the shit on and the hoodies and all that shit, it's different. But some people might be like, boy, Kanye is tweaking. But like, he just brilliantly moving how he know he needs to move. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was literally a little short video when I think they was in France or London. It was Kanye, Lil Baby, and
Yes.
somebody
And
else.
he had that big ass.
Yeah,
James
and he
Harden.
popped out the car, James Harden. Yeah, and he popped out the car. Nobody knew it was Kanye, but like if you know Kanye enough, you should have known that was Kanye. Like you feel,
That's so
he literally
Kanye.
just hopped out and just walked past everybody. Like and Lil Baby never got out. Like boy, they funny. That's funny. He funny as hell because it was just like nobody assumed that was Kanye. They thinking Kanye finna hop out as Kanye.
Yes.
but he hopped out as a whole nother person. They're just like, who the fuck is that dude? Like you feel obviously that's Kanye. Like you know what I'm saying? Yeah, no. So I think we as our culture, black people as our culture, I think we have impacted. You feel me? Or just even from a hip hop perspective, right? So like it's funny, right? When you think about
let's do this because it'll make it long. A Midwest culture, right? So before
Okay.
Kanye, we had R. Kelly, who changed everything.
how did he change everything?
R&B wise?
Oh, you just saying musically? Okay,
music.
I ain't know.
Just
I ain't
Just
know.
music.
I ain't know he's gonna go with that. But go
Just
ahead.
just
Okay,
music.
so just musically, R.
We
Kelly
gonna stick
changed.
to R. Kelly music,
R. Kelly changed everything. Won't we talk about this yesterday? Who can do a versus with R. Kelly?
Yes.
I don't.
Because
who-
Nick Cannon said only person that could do a versus is Mariah Carey.
He said only person that can do a versus with R. Kelly is Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey.
I don't know. I can see why he would say that, but I don't. It wouldn't even make sense together. It would be weird.
Why?
I don't know. I think R. Kelly songs are completely different than the genre of what Mariah Carey does.
They're both R&B.
Yeah, but she feels more pop. Ish.
He has pop though.
Yeah, but
he's written pop though.
that's true. I mean, R. Kelly's a different breed. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know who else is close. I think this was the conversation we was having yesterday to doing a verses with. I ain't saying nobody is close or on the level of his production that he's put out musically. Who else is close? I guess in the game right now besides people like
in R&B.
And R&B. Let's just say that. Nobody. Chris Brown not even close.
No. He's close.
He could do a versus with R. Kelly then at least.
He can't though. It's a different generation. It's like a James Brown versus Michael Jackson. You can't do that.
Yeah, but that's the same thing as saying LeBron is the greatest and then saying MJ is the greatest. It's
Okay,
two
so
different-
then I'll still but because of the fact that R. Kelly helped write for Chris Brown, I would still give R. Kelly.
No,
the
it would
win.
be weird. Yeah,
I
it
would
would be
give
a
R. Kelly
little.
the
It would
win.
be a little weird because
He wrote
he'll
a
be
lot
like,
of
"Well,
his
shit,
hits.
hey, y'all, Kales wrote this one though. Kales wrote this one," and then before he sing it, he would have to shout Kales out, like you know what I'm saying. So I guess it would
Thank
be
you
kind
for
of
this.
weird. He said, Dex said R. Kelly could do a versus with Mariah, but Mariah can't do a versus with R. Kelly. That's fair.
I got you.
I like the way you put that.
I got you.
I like the way you put that. It would be interesting. I don't know. I don't think what female can do a versus with Mariah Carey?
I don't think none.
I don't know. We would have to think about somebody older, right? Like in the.
Not that old. What you trying?
I mean, what who was keeping up?
She was in the middle. I mean,
who was keeping up?
We can argue Janet Jackson. We can argue.
Okay, that's fair.
We can argue.
We could argue Janet Jackson.
Yeah,
I think that'll be a good verse.
I
wouldn't want to do it against Mariah Carey though. I would want to do it against somebody black.
Did you just say somebody black?
Is Mariah half black or is she completely white? is Mariah completely? Is she completely white? I don't know. What's her nationality? I always thought she was like.
She's a 50-50.
Oh, okay, that's fair. I think she is. I ain't know. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know what she was. I thought she was slowly white. I don't know. I think I think hip hop is kind of Whitney. Thank you. I couldn't think. Whitney would be a good person to do verses with Mariah. I think Whitney will win too though. Would it be close though? Is the question.
Did Whitney write her own music?
I would like to think so.
I think for me that's what it comes down to, because when we talk about this, like if like Mariah, so this was something that I had to research as well. Mariah Carey wrote and produced pretty much her music.
A lot of her shit.
Yeah. Okay. Like she didn't come up with the melodies, but she pretty much had the melodies. Mm-hmm. So like you would be like, Michael Jackson write this song, and then he would be like, well,
it will be close.
I want something to sound like this, da 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 da. And like so she would find people who can take that da 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 and then make it to what she wanted to be.
It's crazy how intricate that shit is, right?
Yes.
Like when you got like a melody or something, like, and then you gotta find somebody else to bring it to life, kind of thing. You feel me?
I mean, it's crazy. Like, yeah, and so like that's why I don't know. I respect people that do.
I don't know.
Like,
Miriam said she didn't write her music, much like Patty. Patty LaBelle is another person. That's what I meant by. That's what I meant, like older, like that generation. Patty LaBelle.
Celine Dion.
I wouldn't even go say Celine Dion though. That's funny. Jermaine Dupri produced most of her stuff. Also, Jermaine Dupri was out here working. He kind of fell out the mountain. Where he at? so deaf. Anyway,
he got royalties though.
I'm pretty sure he do. He probably chilling somewhere. You know what I'm saying? He probably super chilling somewhere. Do you think? So you said Kanye is changing how we're going to start releasing music. Do you think somebody was kind of already doing it that gave him the idea to embark on it the way he has?
I think he got the inspiration from Twitch. If I was to say where he got it from Twitch, because during the lockdown,
that's a good point.
Twitch had several album releases.
Okay.
For newer artists.
Okay.
To get them followers, and so it's like, hey, check out my album, blah blah blah. Kind of like a Tiny Desk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I love Tiny Desk. Yeah.
So kind of like a Tiny Desk type of situation, and it's like, hey, and so like you would usually see the artist just sitting there, like either playing the guitar, if they can play the guitar, doing their music, like live. You know what I'm saying? So like, and then after that, that's when I started seeing the Sunday joints with Kanye West, and so I think like once the Sunday joints hit, that's when like he was just like, oh, I'm gonna just do this with the whole situation.
Yeah, it was something about they was trying to sue him or something because they didn't get paid. The choir, the Sunday, whoever them people was. Yeah. Did you hear about that?
No,
I wasn't surprised by it either.
I'm not surprised though.
Oh, you say Dex, he's still been working. No, I believe you. Because I think he had a show at some point on Netflix. Yeah, Tiny Desk don't miss. You know what, man? I had that idea before Tiny Desk came out, but don't nobody know about it. You know what I'm saying? I guess I just gotta continue to implement, lingo shit differently. But I definitely had that idea before Tiny Desk came out. But, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm just gonna put that in the universe. But I feel like every show we always have some random ass shit we talking about. So don't be laughing, boy. I'm serious. somebody just threw the laughing emoji on that motherfucker. So we always have a bunch of random shit that we talk about. One of them is the other day, and we kind of talked about this yesterday, but we got some men in the I know I should just take it back, right? You feel me? MTV Unplugged. That's fair. Ooh, yeah. I like that. We gonna talk, Dax. We gonna talk. So the girl from Queen and Slim. I think I had her name down. Jody. We gotta talk about Jody because we got males in here. Jody Turner Smith proposed to the dude off Dawson Creek. Joshua Jackson, whatever his name is. I don't know if it's some guys in here. I guess I'm bringing this up because I want to know: would you ever say yes to a girl if she proposes to you? Would you ever say yes to a girl, KJ, if she proposes to you?
Talking to me, I don't believe in marriage. Yeah.
What they got to do with the question, boy? Answer the question. Would you say yes if a girl got on one knee and proposed to you? Would you say yes?
Like in public?
In public, in front of people.
Wow.
Oh, so does it matter if it's in solitude? Would that change how you would answer it versus
Anybody
in
that
public?
knows me knows that I'm extremely private.
Okay, so if she did that shit in front of people, you gonna say no in front of all them people
Bro,
she chose to
I'm
do?
gonna just look at her, bro. Like, get your ass.
Get up. What you doing? Get up. How y'all feel, fellas? If a woman proposes to you, so for me, I think
in the Jim Jones.
So this was the thing, right? They was in Morocco or somewhere where it was like really beautiful, and they was on like a romantic date or something like that.
I don't care.
And are you right? And she proposed to him, and he was saying like, "Oh, it was so beautiful." Like, so of course I said yes, but then I had to tell her, I appreciate that gesture, but like you are going to have to let me do it. And so I guess I'm bringing this up because do you feel like the men proposing to women is an Americanized thing, or where did that come from? Why do we have to be the ones to initiate? Because a woman has to choose us in a sense for us to even get to that point to where we want to ask that person to marry us, right or wrong.
Nowadays, yes.
Right. I mean, still though, okay, I see what you're saying, but yeah, nowadays, yes, right. So like for me, I see why it's frowned upon because it's always been looked at as something that the male is supposed to do, right? So it's like, for me, I don't know if I would ever say yes if a girl got on her knees and proposed to me. The conversation around it is different. Yeah, I definitely could see myself marrying you one day. All right, so now it's drilled in my head that okay, she could see herself marrying me. So now if I get to the point to where I can see myself or you deserving for me to ask you to marry me, then you know what I'm saying, then we'll do it that way. But I don't think it's something that women should try to. It's almost kind of become a thing, right? Because we've seen a lot of videos leading up to where women have been proposing, proposing to men. I don't know what y'all think in the comments, but I feel like it's one of those things that women should just leave to us. Because I feel at some point it kind of becomes like you rushing us a little bit. You know what I'm saying? What Dex say? He say, I only want my girl on her knees for a select number of things. If she fails scrubbing dried up Kool-Aid on the kitchen floor, leaning over the tub to clean it, and you ain't even gotta finish the and. No, I agree. I feel like it takes away a little bit of our masculinity, you know what I'm saying, when a woman is like, you feel me, you gonna marry me either way, you feel me? I feel like I'm more inclined to say no if a woman do that to me. Cause I'm like, what? Why'd you just do that? Like, you feel me? So anyway, I thought it was interesting. More and more women are thinking it's a trend, right? Even going back to what we were saying earlier, everything that's trendy that gets you more likes or more views. It's like as dumb as that woman was saying, "Oh, I'm thinking about when my son turned 14, I want to get him a vasectomy." You sound stupid as hell. Like now, literally. There are several platforms who's talking about that dumbass shit because she said it out of her mouth. Anyway, when things become trendy, I think it's easy to follow suit. You feel me? But a lot of women gonna get hurt out here trying to get on their knees talking about, "Will you marry me?" And a lot of people it's been skits now and everything. It's just funny.
Is it?
Yeah, a couple of people we be watching. They starting to do skits and all of that kind of thing.
I mean, fair is fair. I mean, I'm gonna just say, like, if that's your love and that's how you feel about the person, then.
I think I'd rather you tell me that you're getting closer to that itch, and then that will give me the opportunity to gauge how soon or how far down the road I would want to do it. I don't ever want a woman to feel the need, because I would never lead you in that way to make you feel like, oh, he's just waiting for me to do it. No, like, I'm waiting till it's time for me to do it, and if I'm gonna do it or not. If I'm not gonna do it, then I'm never gonna do that shit. Like, you feel me? I got my own perceptions and ideas about marriage. But anyway, I don't know if you saw this, but the whole switching gears to sports a little bit, the whole KD and Draymond Green thing. So basically in 2018, I think it was either a regular season game or a playoff game.
Playoff game.
Okay, the Golden State Warriors was playing the Houston Rockets. And just like, you know, if any hoopers on the live, you know what I'm saying, or in the comments, you feel me, shit can get heated sometimes, you know what I'm saying, even amongst teammates, you feel me. And so they got into an argument, and Draymond did the unspeakable thing that you should never do to especially a person that's on your team, and then especially a person that's way better than you. He called KD a bitch ass nigga live. And everybody in the world read his lips, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody knew what he said, you feel me? And so basically, I think Draymond and KD did like a little sit down. I forget what platform it was for, which even would have been awkward for me because, like, low key, if you felt that strongly about it in the way that he said it, if I'm KD, I'm not really rocking with you no more. Because if you said it like that you've been feeling that way for a while, my nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how I see it.
But like at the same time, though, like if I feel like you giving up, like.
That's fair.
Know.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
If you doing your job and you dropping the ball and you
that's
actively
fair.
giving up in my face,
that's fair.
I feel like I'm
but
gonna say something
don't call me no bitch ass nigga. There's other words you could choose. You feel me? So anyway, they had this sit down, right? And all of this is coming up because basically throughout that sit down, both of them blamed Steve Kerr, which is the head coach, and then Myers dude, whoever's the owner is. Basically, they were saying they don't like how they handled it. They don't like how they tried to brush over the whole thing like it didn't happen. I personally didn't necessarily agree with them trying to blame it on other people. I would have rather them just took accountability for it themselves and been like, you know, nowhere in this conversation where Draymond was like, you know,
I take responsibility.
I probably should have never did that. And so for me, it's like y'all two grown ass men who getting paid millions and millions of dollars. Y'all could have handled this off camera conversation, like wherever the case may be. Basically, but the thing that happened with Draymond, and I can understand where Draymond's coming from. After that whole scenario, after that game, they held Draymond up for like an hour and a half, basically talking about the whole thing, saying basically because KD was one of their star players, right, besides Steph and Clay, but KD was KD. You feel me?
Yes.
Basically, they held him up saying, "You gotta apologize. We gonna suspend you for a game." Like, it was just weird. It's just like, bruh, like really, like, you know what I'm saying? He said he laughed in their face, which I probably would have laughed too. Like, y'all finna suspend me because I got into it with my teammate. Like, we do this shit all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I just didn't like that they put the blame on the coaches. I feel like they should have held themselves accountable and they could have handled that shit. Like, man, like even, you know how the media is, bro. Like, it even got to a point to where somebody was like, oh, I didn't hear Steph Curry name at all through the whole little interview they had. What's Steph Curry name got to do with their situation? Like, why does he need to, he the leader of the team, he a franchise player, but I'm pretty sure Steph in that moment on the court or in a timeout is probably like, bro, y'all need to get it together, y'all tripping. Like, and that's all he needed to say. Like, what he finna keep going back and forth with them? Like, y'all grown ass men. Like, you feel me? It has to be some level of composure, right? When you in that type of field and sports and shit is on the line and you getting paid all.
I think it is, but at the same time, it's still like it's the competition.
They human, yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? Like I said, we actively in a place where we like competing for something that'll get us possibly more money, and like I see you actively giving up.
For me, it was weird though because KD has had instances where he then created fake Twitters, and so it should be questionable. Yeah, he had a burner account and he got caught. You don't remember that? Yeah, KD, interesting. He a great basketball player, but he definitely has had some scenarios where I don't be believing everything he say full fledged. Now, what he did with a girl, now that's probably the best thing I've ever seen. That's probably the best thing I've ever seen KD do is outside of basketball. You know what I'm saying? He KD.
I mean, no, he does great things. Like so, like I think he has.
Yes. Don't get me wrong.
So
like, you know what I'm saying?
He also doing him, Jeff Bezos. And,
I guess I mean just on some real, like, you feel me? Not that stuff isn't real.
Nah, they creating a league for like the. I'm not gonna say D League or something, but like they're creating a separately him, Jeff Bezos, and Drake.
Gotcha.
For kids in college and stuff, so you can either go play for them.
It's necessary.
Make like $100,000.
It's necessary. It's necessary.
$100,000 minimum.
Like another G League, basically.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I like that. But anyway, it's just interesting, man. When you really become like have you seen the Whitney Houston thing yet? She got a little documentary type thing out. I don't know if it's on. I don't know if it's on Hulu or if it's on one of them.
I ain't watching it though.
I mean, I don't need to necessarily. I mean, but I think I brought that up because there was a line in there or something like that where she said, "You think it's easy being a superstar because it's not."
I mean, everybody say that though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure some truth to that shit.
Everyone says it. Like the limelight and everything that you get is not all that it's hyped up to be.
Right. And it can be a lot of negative condemnations with that. You feel me? Because if you ain't strong enough or strong minded or strong willed enough to handle that type of thing, then you can easily go on that down. Even
if like just looking at it from like our perspective, right? Let's say like we go viral. Everything we say after the fact we go viral is going to be criticized very heavily.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it'd be a lot more word intentions and like a lot more like, oh, like this has to be politically before we get like canceled. Blah, blah, blah,
yeah. So on some. So speaking of, there's some guys who do a podcast called Fresh and Fit.
Oh, yeah.
We gonna close that out with this. So there's some guys who do a podcast called Fresh and Fit, and basically their podcast they teach men how to be alpha males, financially, stable, and how to get women basically. Allegedly. So then there's some other YouTubers preaching. Thank you, Abba. Basically, they talk about. Sometimes they talk about just like random shit. They do a lot of reviews.
Usually criticize
they do a lot
most of the people. They try to put like a general basis on like what's going out there. So
it's like an interesting spin that they do. They do a lot of recaps on people's videos, whether they're talking about certain things. Anyway, so they're very unique in how they do it. And they just have a very different personality, right? So Fresh and Fit, basically, they had ABBA on the show, and they were talking about certain things, and ABBA pointed out some contradictory things to Fresh and Fit's podcast. And so basically, they had him on. They asked ABBA to come on, and then Preach, who is ABBA's co-host, they came back on together. Preach, I think he was doing his virtually, and then ABBA was physically there.
Yes.
And so they kind of got into this altercation. Basically, it was supposed to just be disagreements amongst.
It stemmed from them doing a recap,
right,
of what they said on their platform.
Right. So ABBA and Preach did a recap on Fresh and Fit. And Fresh and Fit basically took it personally.
Yes.
And then they started basically they lost all alpha whatever traits that they claim to have. So I guess I brought that up because now after they did that, it looked so bad based on the premise of what their podcast is actually about politically. Because they start talking about ABBA's wife and not ABBA, Preach. They start talking about Preach's wife, and they wanted to fight. And Fresh was the only one who's like, wasn't. They both said it. They both said it too. It really got when motherfuckers start doing a hand clap when they talking, it's like you definitely getting out of character, or that's actually who you is. Like, you feel me? So they put on this persona on their podcast to be these like super alpha males, and they get all the bitches and all of this, but then it looked completely different when things didn't go the way that they thought it would go. Fair. So from a political standpoint, right, even touching on what you just said, KJ, they came back and did another apology. They basically did an apology before their show started, but it was so watered down. I don't know if you saw the whole thing. It was so they couldn't even say ABBA and Preach's name.
They did a recap of the apology.
Yeah, which was hilarious. Like they was just like, oh, we sorry for mentioning his wife and his culture. But it's like, bruh, who you talking about? Like, I know who you talking about, but it's like, who you talking about? Like, you can't even say that man's name. They started losing views, and that was the thing. They started losing. I even unsubscribed. I was just like, bro, y'all just super contradict everything y'all be talking about. Like, I don't want to watch y'all no more. Like,
I think for me it was the fact that when he pointed out the fact that like they super alpha males, but they're like on these platforms.
Yeah, my man's got a sugar daddy account. He got the whole nine. Like, it's very interesting.
Yes.
So I bet. Yeah. So no, I think it's when you in that world, right? That limelight thing, right? It changes people. And you feel like you need it. Because for me personally, Preach and ABBA really, they just seem like down to earth, like genuine type dudes where they just really want to give content and talk shit. But Fresh and Fit really is about numbers and money and analytics and you know what I'm saying. And half the shit they be talking about, it's just funny. Like it's just funny watching the ABBA and Preach breakdown and them going back to the whole thing. But anyway, I told y'all we talk about random shit sometimes. So we always it's always intriguing and interesting conversations though at the end of the day. So that's why I appreciate the random topics that we come up with. But anyway, if you're still in the chat, you feel me, make sure you go follow What's in It for the Black People Media's Facebook page. Follow Two Vegetarians Eating Chicken Facebook page. We here every Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. This is our new time. This is the time we'll be here. So tell a friend. Tell them to come rock with us every Thursday from 6 to 8. Follow our IG and our Twitter. 2VEC Podcast, number 2 VEC Podcast. You feel me?
Fair.
It's your boy, Mr. Lingo himself.
The man who always got something to say. It's your boy, Fly Sweaty KJ.
I said that's sexy as hell. Until next Thursday, people, we love y'all. We appreciate it. Oh, you know what? Super random.
Hurry up, boy.
Nah, he gone. He turned the music on already.
Oh, they can still hear us though.
Oh, they can still hear me? Oh, super random. So Saturday, well, the whole weekend, I got a 3-day pass to the lyrical lemonade concert. I need a date because I really don't want to go. Thank you, Miriam's definitely a good show. I need a date. So if y'all got any single friends, single female friends out there, you feel me? I got some ideas on who I want to take, but I don't really want to take them. Yeah, you know when you single, you got to put yourself out there. You feel me? So I'm going to always do that. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, hit me up, man. Follow my IG, The Lingo Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Or follow me on Facebook. You feel me?
Fly Sweaty KJ.
All day. Hey, later. Peace. We'll see y'all next week.
Of all evil, Knievel here to deceive you. Let's take a ride, we could dip to the lake for an escape down LSD. That's my favorite to beat. But if you wanna say some gas, we can hop on the L. It's full of colors, anywhere you wanna go, I won't tell. Secret safe with me, drill to my heart and throw the key in 6 corners. If you wanna, any gangway or do. It's just the taste that keep me going, need my sandwich intact. Throw a pickle and some lays on the side. Let's get it, Joe, let's hit the show. It's finally summertime shot. The Hawks different, need some gym shoes to go with this fit. They just don't get it. Boy, they just don't get it. The lingo's different. I'm so CHICA. Go, we so live. My pops not being around was a blessing in disguise. The gardens look so well, man. It taught me how to rock. I was fiending like a junkie, but I never had the cop. Just to make it to the top, they say that's when the pain stops. I used to be afraid to walk through humbled. I was terrified. Now I stroll through it freely, mainly cause it's gentrified. Shit, yeah, mainly cause it's gentrified. If you was black, you was folks to some folks. Mainly kings, SDs, 2 6s, man, it wasn't no joke. Ain't nothing gold about the coast. They snatched Cabrini for the green. The priest said it best, facts, money ain't a thing. Out of sight, out of mind, is how the game really goes. As the world turns, who's got in my lights, you never know. Today is relevant, tomorrow you could be exposed. Listen to my story as the page turn, let it burn. You gon' learn today as I usher you down the hallway. Pick a room, enter at your own risk. Daily I get frisked, cause my melanin is bliss. Full of kingdom attributes, they be hating on that. But listen, pay attention, don't be blinded by the blind. Folk can't keep a bird in a box, just let my people go. Privilege is bigger than Hennessy, you see. The darker the tone, the clearer the message.